To Philadelphia, where backup Kenny Pickett is getting reps with the first team because Jalen Hurts has not cleared concussion protocol. You can hear that game Sunday morning right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star beginning at 11. Spurs are back at it tonight in Brooklyn. 15-15 Spurs take on the 12-18 Brooklyn Nets.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
What up, what up, what up, everybody? It's Friday on a holiday week. So, I don't know, or some Fridays a little more special than others or not as special as others. Maybe that's the case this week if you had Tuesday and Wednesday off like Pledge and I did. It's still Friday, though. We still have to celebrate that. Hi, everybody. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix is off this week, spending some time with family, but James Pledger is here, pushing all the buttons, and we're so happy that you are here, spending part of your day with us. Thank you very much for that. We got a lot to talk about today, and we'll get into all of that. But as I like to do sometimes, and Pledge will probably hit the get off my lawn sounder. So I'm preparing for the show, Pledge, right? And I'm just sitting there looking at sports stories and doing stuff and writing up sports centers and just minding my own business. All of a sudden I hear a bing, and the notification was from TMZ. And all it said was, the dude who shot the CEO of the healthcare company guy.
Luigi Mangione.
Yeah, that guy is not sharing a cell or anywhere near Diddy. And I'm like, do I really need to know that? Do I give a damn? I mean, it's some of this stuff that just pops up is just like, I'm like, okay, who cares?
That's important information.
Apparently to somebody. I couldn't believe that. It was just a notification right there. It's like, okay, well, I was worried about that all night. Wonder if those two guys are sharing a cell.
How much baby oil is in there?
Well, and if you're Mangione, you probably don't want to be sharing a cell with Diddy. Or you
Well, that's Daddy.
Yeah, no kidding. He would be after about 30 minutes or so. Goodness gracious. Some of the useless information that's floating around. It's just unreal. And the fact that pops up as a notification, I had to get that off my chest. I appreciate that.
Are there two more polarizing stories than in the world right now, though?
Well, I get it, but do I give a damn whether they're sharing a cell or they're anywhere near each other? And obviously they're in the same facility, right? I mean, that's pretty obvious. I figured that out all by myself.
I mean, you also don't give a damn if Taylor Swift is at the game or not, but they're going to let you know.
They're going to let me know. Apparently, she wasn't at the game on Christmas Day, was she? I didn't see one glimpse.
They didn't flash to her at all.
And I don't know. It's funny. It's funny, Pledge, but call me a conspiracy theorist. Travis Kelce had a hell of a game.
He did.
He did.
He used to have a hell of a game when she was around.
Nope. Well, I don't know. Not lately. She's wearing him out. That dude just...
Good for him.
Well, good for him, exactly. But she still has plenty of energy. I'm just saying. I've seen her tour in concert. She's pretty good, but I don't know. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Luigi and Diddy are nowhere near each other. You're welcome, everybody. If you didn't hear that before, you heard it now. Unbelievable.
Just so you know.
And look, I love TMZ. TMZ is probably the most accurate journalistic outlet that there is. They get everything. And everybody sells their stuff to TMZ. But they give you stuff you just didn't think you ever needed to know. And so I really don't care where these guys are in jail together.
I bet that's one of their most clicked on stories.
I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. Does anybody listening out there give a damn where Luigi and Diddy are spending their prison time? I guess it's technically not prison time, is it? I mean, neither one of them have been convicted for anything, although they're both guilty as hell. I think we all can agree on that. But it's wherever the hell they're at, they're not together. And Luigi probably wanted it that way.
I think Fred Records is on to something here.
What's he say?
On our YouTube, he says they thought you put money on it, Ryan Eagle. That's why you got the alert.
Is that what it is? Yeah, well.
They wanted to let you know if you covered or not.
It's one of the few things that I don't put money on, Fred. So, and if there was a line on it, I might have bet it. You never can tell. You never can tell. Man, it's great to have all of you listening on and watching on YouTube. Wherever you're listening, thank you very much. If you're driving around San Antonio on this beautiful Friday afternoon, I tell you what, the weather is phenomenal. The weather is, it is December the 27th, and Alexa told me it was going to get up to 77 degrees today.
It was 84 when I went to the store.
84. So Alexa was wrong. It's hotter than that. Unbelievable.
But it's got that nice, cool crisp along with the 84. This is a perfect day to be on the golf course.
Oh, my gosh. Yes, it would be. It would be. And if you're not working, head on out to the Golf Club of Texas. Go play some golf. You're absolutely right. It would be a perfect day to be swinging the sticks today.
I mean, I could put ESPN Network on.
Why would you do that?
Think they could squeeze us on?
Oh, I see. And we just trot out of here?
Go to the golf course?
Well, we better shoot the round of our lives pledge because I don't think we'd have a job to come back to after that. But that would suck. We're going to blow off work, go play some golf, and you go to shooting 93. And then the whole day sucks. You get fired and shoot 93. Yeah, that wouldn't be very good. I'm loving this bowl game. I don't know what one it is, but Navy right now has a 21-14 lead over Oklahoma.
It is the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl.
Armed Forces Bowl. There's only 1:38 to play in the fourth quarter.
Go Navy, beat OU.
I totally agree with that. I don't care who plays OU. I hope they win. That's all that matters to me. 21-14, we'll keep you updated on that.
1:38.
Yep. So
that stupid look on Brent Venable's face.
He's always got a stupid look on his face. It never goes away. Never, ever, ever, ever. You know, this is a more entertaining game than the one we watched last night. I don't know how many of you watched that Bears-Seahawks game. You know, I'm always a proponent for when people say it's a bad game. It was 6-3. Well, so does that mean it was a bad game, or were the defenses just that good?
It was a bad game.
Well, it's a pretty bad game. A lot of people criticizing Caleb Williams today. And look, total transparency, I don't watch the Bears every week. I don't watch that football team unless I have money on them or something, but I don't watch them that often. So last night I sat down and I watched that entire football game, and from start to finish. And Caleb has got all the tools. He's got them all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not sure. There's something missing, though. Yeah, there's something missing with Caleb Williams.
And I know Herb Street brought it up last night as they were doing that final drive to try and tie it. And once again, just god-awful clock management in the final minute as time's winding down.
Well, you know.
Just like Thanksgiving.
That whole team is just out there. Obviously, that guy. Did you see their coach? And I don't even know what his name is. He looks like Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks a lot like Mike Tomlin. Doesn't coach like Mike Tomlin, but he looks like him. Anyway, it was a bad game. What was crazy about that, did you see after the game, the fans during the post-game show were chanting, "Sell the team, sell the team, sell the team." I thought that was incredible. I mean, and they were going, and then they showed some video of them walking out of the tunnel, out of the stadium. Everybody in unison, sell the team, sell the team, sell the team. I doubt very seriously that's going to happen, but I can see the fans' frustration. I mean, Eberflus should have been fired when they drafted Caleb Williams.
Before.
Well, sure. You don't start with a brand new quarterback with a guy that's already starting the season on the hot seat. I mean, you just don't do that. But they did it. And then Eberflus, obviously, is no longer there. And now you're dealing with what you're dealing with. So it's going to be interesting to see who they bring in as their new head coach.
More embarrassing for our franchise. Guy that takes out, I don't know, however many tens of thousands of dollars it takes to put a banner on the back of a plane to fly over the stadium while the game's going on, which, 3 hours probably.
Right.
Probably a good chunk of change to have that airplane flying around with that banner saying sell the team or do something more or whatever for the New York Giants, or an entire stadium in unison chanting sell the team.
Well, the knucklehead that bought the plane and the banner lost money because it's not going to do any good, right? So he's probably the knucklehead. But it's all embarrassing. I mean, it's all embarrassing. Look, the Chicago Bears are a franchise, one of the oldest franchises in the NFL. And, you don't want to see them suck every year. It's better for the league if the Bears are better. And they really haven't been for a while. So, yeah, I mean, but you understand fans' frustration.
Sure, but they've also been to a Super Bowl and recently to, second and championship rounds of the playoffs with Mitch Trubisky as their quarterback. Like, I get it. Like, they've been good. They just haven't had good quarterback play.
They have not. I think they've got the guy. I'm not ready to give up on Caleb Williams. I'm not. I think this guy's going to give him some time, and I think he's going to be okay. But they've got to put some stuff around him and get a coach in there that can coach this guy and that will change the culture of this franchise because right now it's just not working. And whatever it is with Caleb Williams, and I'm watching this guy just trying to figure it out. And again, I'm not ready to give up on him. He's got all the tools. The guy's talented as hell. But there's something that's just missing. He gets rattled a little bit. He makes some wild throws. Some of them he completed last night, which was incredible. And when you got guys like Keenan Allen that are catching the football for you, you can do stuff like that. Just throw it up in the vicinity, and sometimes he'll come down with it. But there's something missing with Caleb Williams, and I just don't know what it is. But again, I love the tools that he has, the arm that he has. I love everything that he has, except for maybe between the ears right now. And Herb Street was also called out for that. Did you hear Herb Street last night on the broadcast? And fans are calling him out. He basically said he questioned Caleb Williams' preparation.
We've seen Caleb Williams tonight with his playmaking ability. Remember that low snap, and he was able to pick it up and locate a receiver and make a throw to Keenan Allen. And he makes so many spectacular plays, and he's got such physical ability. I think the thing that remains to be seen, and only time will tell, is if he understands what it takes to be an NFL quarterback as far as the preparation, as far as first guy there, last guy to leave. And I'm not suggesting he's not doing those things, but just all of the little things that really make the great quarterbacks special.
Look, I don't think what Herb Street said there was all off base, although what he said, and then he had nothing to back it up. And that's kind of unfair to Caleb Williams.
And he, to his credit, did preface it by saying, I don't know if he's doing this or not, but
it's a criticism, and then, well, okay, but I'm not sure that he's doing it. And maybe he's not. Maybe Herb Street's heard this from somebody or who knows. But that could very well be. And quarterbacks, and I'm not saying you got to be a Tom Brady, but a Tom Brady, for example. The guy lived, ate, slept football. That's what he did. And to be as successful as Brady was, you got to do that. And I'm not sure there's anybody doing that right now. Maybe a Patrick Mahomes. I can see a Joe Burrow doing that. Josh Allen, perhaps. But it's tough. It's a different world. And if you're going to win, you got to do that.
I meant to ask you before the show.
Sure.
DeAndre Swift.
What about him?
What did he do?
Well, they only ran the ball 12 times, Pledge.
Did he get 80 yards? I know he didn't get a touchdown.
He got 8 points, 8.9 points.
So about 80 yards.
Well, he averaged 5 yards a carry, but they only handed off to him, 12 times.
I had to play against a couple of people in that game last night.
Oh, yeah?
I'm happy with Keenan Allen and Zach Charbonnet only getting 17 combined points.
Well, that's good. It's good for you. I'm still trailing Minix. I've used up 3 players now. He's used up 2.
But one of his was a quarterback.
One of his was Patrick Mahomes, yes. So I'm okay as far as the projections go.
The other was Derrick Henry, right?
Still right there. Henry's the only guy that's done anything for me because I had Joe Mixon. So all my running backs are done. They're all done.
Well, it's a wide receiver weekend anyway.
Wide receiver weekend. I like how you're thinking. It's a Josh Allen weekend, Pledge. He's going to win the MVP this weekend. They're going to smoke New England or the Jets. They play the Jets.
They play the Jets. New England's next week.
Next week, yeah. Well, he won't play in that game.
I mean, if he wants the MVP, he might have to.
Yeah, well, he may. He's going to win it this weekend.
What if Lamar wins it next weekend?
He won't. Lamar might not play next weekend.
Oh, Lamar's playing.
You think so?
They have to. If they want to stay in the 3 seed, they have to.
We'll see what happens. I don't give a damn what happens next weekend, Pledge. Doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me, Pledge. I don't care who plays next weekend.
But that's why Josh has to continue to play through this weekend and make a massive statement.
He needs that. He needs that 6-touchdown performance that he had a couple of weeks ago.
8.
All right, 8. And I don't care how he does it. Passing, running, doesn't make any difference.
How about this? 3 rushing, 3 passing, and just like in that snow game, he gets a receiving touchdown.
I'm in. Pledge. Let's stick it up Aaron Rodgers' booty.
I mean, that would mean I'd lose, but
yeah,
I got to play against
okay.
Josh Allen.
I want him to stick it right up Aaron Rodgers' butt. Just kill them.
I think he's a bum.
Yeah, you are, buddy. You're a bum. We're going to have a good time on this Friday. I can tell, man. Things are going to get crazy. Hope you come along for the ride. Buckle up if you do. It is the Blitz, and we're San Antonio Sports Star.
South Texas college football head. Wonderful time of the year for fans. Bowl season is no exception. The biggest and best matchups this bowl season are brought to you by Ewald Kubota, the Break Room Bar, and Smoky Mo's Barbecue. Hear them all on South Texas' first and only FM sports station, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Guys, it's that time of year you're going to have to be around your family, and you know what you need to get through these trying times is some dang good beer, and Karbach is providing that for you. Whether you're looking for something hoppy like the Hopadillo, the best IPA brewed in the state of Texas, something easy drinking like the Love Street, or a go-to all-around beer, for me at least anyway, is the Crawford Bock. They've got something for every taste and every occasion. Karbach makes a great gift as well. Put some Karbach under the tree for those hard-to-shop-for family members, and always bring some if you're going to have to be around the in-laws. That's just a given. Guys, follow them on the Instagram, on Twitter, to see what's going on with the brewery, what they've got cooking up. They always have concerts going on, and if you're in Houston, make sure you stop by, check out the restaurant. Fantastic food there. Wherever you're at in San Antonio or in the great state of Texas, you're going to be able to find some Karbach. Try it out. You'll thank me later.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
It's time to huddle up and listen close. For 2024, we pay tribute to a true game changer in the world of snacks. The unrivaled, the unbeatable, the pork rind. Yes, it's crunch time, and we're not just talking about the last few nail-biting minutes of the game. We're talking about a snack so audaciously crunchy, it puts those pretentious chips and pretzels to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at H-E-B.
What is GMTVCC? That's a mouthful, but translation for GMTVCC.com is Give Me the VIN Classic and Collector Cars. It's a brand new buying division of Give Me the VIN, but it's for classic and collector cars. Experienced pro buyers will appraise an offer on your 1970 Hemi Cuda, or 1988 Fox Body Mustang, or your granddad's old 1985 square body Chevy truck. GMTVCC.com is where you go to get real money for classic and collector cars, to get paid now. That's GMTVCC.com, brought to you by Give Me the VIN.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-299-1058. 800-299-1058. Again, that's 800-299-1058.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fights. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Hi, I'm Manny Jr. from Rock's Discount Vitamins. If you're looking to build muscle, strength, and boost athletic performance, check out our huge selection of anabolic pro-hormones. These powerful supplements provide your body with essential nutrients for muscle growth, faster recovery, fat loss, and even improved bone health and libido. Visit one of our 12 San Antonio locations or go online at rocksdiscountvitamins.com to learn more. That's rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for your continued support. rocksdiscountvitamins.com.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday at noon, the Cowboys are in the city of brotherly love, taking on the Philadelphia Eagles for their second matchup of the season.
I like this kind of party!
Pregame starts at 11 a.m. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We got a little rhythm going on. How about Navy? Wow, 21-20, 4 seconds to play. And look, I'm going to give Oklahoma some credit. And Venables, Coach Venables, some credit. They scored a touchdown, could have tied it up with the extra point. They went for 2. Navy stopped them. So then they tried an onside kick, and, well, it was unsuccessful, as most of them are. But Navy's going to win this game 21-20. That's it. And then one kneel down. It's over. Navy knocks off Oklahoma. Celebrate, y'all. That's beautiful. Celebrate.
It's 2-23, and OU still sucks.
They do. They do. They really suck. Good for them. Good for Navy. You know, Minix is somewhere celebrating right now after his Navy midshipman took care of the Sooners. Good for them, man. I tell you what, they were impressive in the Army-Navy game. They were really impressive in that game. And obviously kept up momentum going against Oklahoma today. So congratulations to Navy in the Armed Forces Bowl. They win today. Perfect. Good job. All right, hey, the Cowboys are still playing. They got 2 games left. And they're having to prepare for 2 quarterbacks in Philadelphia this week. Jalen Hurts has not cleared concussion protocol. There's still a big question mark whether he's going to play or not. So Kenny Pickett is taking all the reps with the first team this week. He's getting ready. He's healthy, although he had a rib thing going on, but I guess it's okay, and he's fine. But he's taking all the reps. Jerry Jones, on his weekly appearance on 105.3 The Fan today, was talking about his guys. And I want you to notice when we play a couple of these things, because as they're labeled, and I know you know this, Pledge, but Jerry was talking about a couple of his offensive linemen, rookie offensive linemen. in Guyton and BB, but listen really close to the entire soundbite.
Well, I probably got a little out over my skis, thinking that just plug those guys in. Guyton, I know better than that, and BB, they're rookies, and they've had the acclimation period for rookies. But really, they've done well. And when you add a couple of rookies to a five-man crew, and then all of the nuances of coming from college to the NFL, that can compromise you. And we did. And it has to do with a lot of the mental. It's not just physical, but it's mental. And it has to do with being sure of yourself. And they have paid the price, and we've paid some price to some degree. And we're blocking it up a little differently, and that's good than we did when we started. And that's good stuff, too. And that's just an evolving process that has to do with, frankly, the fact we're playing the younger guys. We're putting a little different fronts out there that we're getting to take advantage of because Rush is so good at pre-snap work. And so we're getting into run situations with a better front to run it than we were early when we had Dak. All of that's encouraging to see how we're doing that and the success we're having with it.
I don't know. Did you catch that? Praise for Cooper Rush. Even better than when we had Dak. That's what Jerry just said. So I heard that today, and I'm like, okay, no big deal. But then we go on, and Jerry's talking about his two young wide receivers, and Jalen Tolbert and Jonathan Mingo.
Well, I think this gives him a great Flornay as well. Mingo certainly will get opportunities out there. We're excited about him. We're excited about his future here. So that's what happens. These guys get a chance. I don't mind telling you, I'm really excited about the way Rush is playing. If Rush has really gotten better, it just shows you give somebody a chance to play and stay with them, they will get better in the NFL.
And it also goes to show you, Jerry, you need to have some patience when you go giving a mediocre quarterback $60 million a year.
Well, the problem is, the one thing I didn't pull, because I couldn't, he babbled on for 6 minutes about Dak and paying him $60 million.
Yeah, does he regret it?
No.
He doesn't?
He's very excited
Very excited about it. I hope Dak comes back. I hope he's able to play. That's Jerry's problem. Unbelievable. Yeah, I still get mad about it. I still wake up in a cold sweat. And Jerry, why the hell did you do that? Why, Jerry? Why?
Very concerned about a man's money.
Well, I mean, he's got it. I'm a little jealous, quite frankly. I'm happy for him he got his money. That's not the point. Point is, this team needs to go blow it up, start over.
That's never going to happen.
Well, it's not going to happen now for sure because you just paid Dak a fortune. You just paid CeeDee Lamb a fortune. CeeDee Lamb has earned his money for sure, and you're about to pay Micah Parsons a fortune. So, no, that's not going to happen. They're going to have to try and figure it out, try and figure out a way to win with those three guys taking up a majority of the payroll.
And as he said, that's his all in.
Nice. Well, good for him. That ain't going to be enough, those three guys. It's just not. It's not going to be enough. But I want you to listen to the theme of Cooper Rush. So we talked a little bit about Cooper Rush yesterday, talking about would he be back because he's in the final year of his contract. I think if Cooper Rush wants to come back, I think he just was told by the owner of the Dallas Cowboys that you're coming back because as long as you're happy being the backup quarterback to Dak Prescott, then we're happy with you. But when you look at Jerry, and I'm going to say this, and I know everybody thinks I got a little bias when it comes to Dak, but apparently this guy's a little bit injury prone, is he not? I mean, he's had 2 major injuries now. He's had some other minor dings, and I don't know. You need a quality backup if you are a Dallas Cowboy fan, and apparently Cooper Rush can get the job done. So we will see.
And nobody's looking at him like Sam Darnold. So it's not going to command a lot of money.
Well, I'm not sure that Cooper Rush is that guy. I'm not sure that he is that guy. You know, there are guys that are great backup quarterbacks and guys that are starters, and I'm not sure because look, what did Jason Garrett that took Cooper Rush with him to the Giants, and it didn't work out for him too well there. But on two separate occasions now, when Dak has gone down, Cooper Rush has come in and righted the ship. This time it's a little bit longer than it was the first time. But I don't know. I think what that tells me, just the praise for Cooper Rush, is the fact that he'll be back. And if he wants to come back, he'll be back with the Dallas Cowboys. That's for sure.
Bigger question, what does this say about Trey Lance?
Well, Trey Lance is done. The fact that they're not playing him at all now when they get nothing to play for, he's done. And he's been done. So that was a wasted fourth-round pick. Let's hope Jonathan Mingo is not another wasted fourth-round pick. That could very well be. Is it? It's not. But we'll see in these next two games because he's going to get his opportunity with CeeDee Lamb on the pine and on the shelf. Jerry also talked a little food. Jerry's a food critic. He admitted to eating squirrel brains as a child, right? He admitted to that. And today, though, they were talking about, well, another kind of food.
Hey, Jared, last week you started talking about some squirrel brains that you used to eat when you were growing up. And I remember back in the day, you used to have a Tuesday luncheon, and you served up some food to the media. It was some calf fries, and people didn't know what that was. Can you talk about what instigated that and tell those who don't know what calf fries are what they are?
Well, you and I both know what they are, so you've set me up for this. That's the male organ of the
bull.
They're a little bull until you take those away from them, and then they're a steer.
Yep.
And so that's what you have. They're a staple of, I can remember politicians, people having big calf fry banquets during political times, and grew up around that. And then, of course, there's turkey fries. Same thing. Turkey fries, and that is something that I've hunted 15, 20 people every morning. I've done that for 30-something years, 40 years, really. And one of the staples are turkey fries, and they're really very popular. So
you know what, Jerry? Yeah, Jerry,
all that
I'm
stuff is pretty good, but what that is that separates when you separate all that, you don't have a gobbler anymore, you don't have a bull, you got a steer.
Yep. I just remember you didn't tell anybody what it was till they got through eating them.
Well, hey, this. Too much information has ruined a lot of good things in life.
So I'm just wondering, Jerry explained the steer, but he said you have a gobbler, and then what do you have? What's a gobbler with no balls? I mean,
I'd like to see that gobbler.
Yes. Now, maybe that explains why the folks in Atlanta won't allow Bevo to come to the stadium. He's got no balls. I mean, that poor guy.
So he's just a steer.
Right. So would it be horrible, Pledge? I mean, it'd be like somebody cut your thing off there, and then you find out somebody served that up for somebody's dinner. Oh my gosh.
Gobbler's knob.
Yes, that's awful. Holy cow. Turkey fries today.
Were you at that media lunch?
No, I've never had calf fries. I have had turkey fries. And when I tried them, I didn't know what the hell they were until after the fact. And I have to say, I mean, you know, some of those things you eat, it's like, okay, that wasn't horrible. I don't know if I'd ever order it again. What the hell was it? And then when you find out what it is, you're like, geez. So anyway, I have had turkey fries. Never calf fries, because now I know what calf fries are. So I'm not having them. You better call them something else if you're going to serve them to me. It's the same way I had tripas. And if you're listening, you've ever had tripas, they've got to be cooked just right. Yes, they're like intestines. So they got to be cooked just right. And the dude that cooked them, it was awful. It was awful. And I knew what I was eating, but I told him I'd try it. I'll eat just about anything. But now I'm done with tripas unless somebody tells me they're going to cook it right. I'd try it. But calf fries, turkey fries, I'm done. No, I was going for chocolate balls. Chocolate balls. Well, you could dip them in chocolate. Maybe that would help. And then fry them. They could do that at the Cotton Bowl at the State Fair, couldn't they? Oh, my goodness. Jerry's quite the comedian.
One of a kind.
One of a kind. There's no doubt about it. Hey, the Spurs in the trade market, there are a lot of rumors floating around that they are. We'll talk about that as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's showtime. Let's do it. It's fun time. Here we go.
South Texas home of the 12-team college football playoff is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. All of the matchups are brought to you by Ewald Kubota, the Break Room Bar, and Smoky Mo's Barbecue. Hear every game on South Texas' first and only FM sports station. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast. Best way to do that? Call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential. But finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Change is exciting, like moving into a new house or to a new city. Everything is new and different. Well, everything is also new and exciting with the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks. From the design and styling to the performance and tech features, Kicks has been totally reimagined from the inside out. This city-size crossover is ready to take on city life and have fun doing it. Head to NissanUSA.com to see it today.
At Verizon, anyone can trade in their old phone for a new one on us with Unlimited Ultimate, which means everyone in your family could get a new phone and stay on your family plan, keeping you close.
Hey, Mom, you seen my toothbrush? Yeah, I'm almost done with it.
Oh, maybe too close. Trade in and additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
This Sunday, join me, James Pledger, out at the Twin Peaks at Live Oak as we get ready for Cowboys and Eagles. They'll be giving away an Epic Cowboys jersey just for catching game days at Twin Peaks. Plus, we've got your chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to the Navy All-American Bowl on January 11th in the Alamo Dome. So come hang out with us this Sunday, starting at 11 in the morning. Get there early, grab a seat, win some great prizes, and have yourself a frosty 29-degree beer while you wait. That's this Sunday at Twin Peaks Live Oak, just off I-35 and 1604.
Come to the South Texas RV Super Sale January 2nd through the 5th. Our dealers are loaded with RVs and they're making deals. Class A, B, and C motorhomes, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and travel trailers. For info and advance tickets, go to SouthTexasRVSupersale.com.
Make your holidays bigger and brighter with Prize Picks, the best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport. Pick more or less on their projection, and you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, is available to play in more than 40-plus states, including California and Texas. Join now because this holiday season, Prize Picks is giving away 2 free picks in December, and they're giving away $30+ million in rewards during Picksmas. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code ALAMO and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code ALAMO on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Listen up! Mr. W Fireworks always has the lowest prices.
That's right. Mr. W Fireworks prices are always more than 50% lower than anyone else around, and we never charge you any hidden fees.
Look for the big W on our sign and find us online at MrWFireworks.com.
Blitz on 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix, he's got the week off. James Pledger is in there. Pledger sent me a picture of the Arizona Bowl field, and in one end zone it says Snoop Dogg. And in the other end zone, I can't really tell what that is. What is that, Pledge? Can you tell?
Yeah, if you zoom in, it's like a lowrider.
A lowrider. So it says the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl presented by Gin and Juice by Dre and Snoop, legendary name and legendary game. And this is for real. Who the hell's playing in this thing? Do we know?
I can find out real quick.
All right. I just that's interesting. You know, Snoop Dogg is all over the place. That dude's everywhere now. He's a very popular guy. Interesting. It's a cool field. The way they spelled out Snoop Dogg, it's pretty cool. Not bad at all. Pledge is looking for that. If you haven't heard, Navy beat Oklahoma today, 21-20. The Sooners went for 2 to try and win the game, and they were unsuccessful.
The Miami Redhawks and Colorado State Rams.
The Miami Redhawks.
Miami of Ohio.
Okay.
Big Ben's alma mater.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, good for them.
And Michael Gallup's alma mater.
And when is that played?
Tomorrow at 3:30.
Tomorrow at 3:30, the Arizona Bowl. Snoop Dogg's Arizona Bowl. Very cool field. Tune in just to see that, if nothing else. That's kind of cool. Let's talk a little hoops, though, because the Spurs are being mentioned quite a bit in trade rumors with Sacramento's De'Aaron Fox. You never know with the Spurs, right? Because there's several other teams that are being mentioned for this as well. Until you hear a guy who covers the NBA for a living and is pretty much in the know. I don't know Tim McMahon personally, but I have heard the name. I've read some of his stuff, and he's plugged into the NBA. Well, he was on the Collective podcast, and where there's smoke, there might be fire.
Like the tea leaves are reading that Fox is going to ask out. I mean, come on, like it's pretty clearly reading that way.
I don't think that's necessarily true.
I don't know, man. When you're doing podcasts with Draymond and kind of setting the foundation, and then
look, you just said it. The guy's averaging 27 points a game, and we have a lot of guys who are not going to be eligible for All-NBA. If the guy makes All-NBA, he's offered the Supermax, he's not going anywhere.
I don't think he'll be All-NBA. If he is, then that obviously changes the equation there. If he does ask out, I certainly, San Antonio and Houston, keep an eye on those two. I've heard Lakers. It's hard for me to tell how much of that is just people jumping to conclusions because he's a Clutch client. And then I've heard Miami with, the Bam connection there. I don't know. And who knows what other suitors or which one of those teams will actually be suitors if it comes to that. But I think Fox is a hell of a player. I think he'd be, you put him in Houston or San Antonio, I think that'd be pretty scary.
Well, I tell you what, either plays. And the way the Rockets are playing right now, You had a De'Aaron Fox, my goodness, they may be unstoppable in the West. They're playing some ball right now. San Antonio needs a point guard of the future. De'Aaron Fox fits that bill. Sacramento is underperforming. I think a lot of folks thought that Sacramento would be a better team this year. Well, Mike Brown's bunch are not performing as well as a lot of people had anticipated. And if De'Aaron Fox is unhappy in Sacramento, I'm sure there are a lot of reasons why, but this may be part of the reason why. Listen to this from Mike Brown.
Jaden shouldn't have had an opportunity to even shoot a three because we told our guys, first of all, if somebody catches and their back's to the basket, foul them. And they dribbled for 8 seconds and we didn't foul them. So that's the first thing. But the second thing is, if you're up 3, you got to guard your man at the three-point line. And there should be no closeout opportunity. No closeout opportunity. We told them that they know the only thing that can hurt us is a 3. And, I need to go back and watch the film to see exactly where Fox was, but there was no reason for there to be a hard closeout. We were okay with them scoring a 2 at the rim, so you should not be in position to help at all. You should be hugged up to your man at the three-point line. Everybody should. And why there was a closeout by Fox, I'm not sure. I got to go back and watch the tape. But for sure, 100%, we told our guys, can't give up a 3. Can't give up a 3. Can't give up a 3. Stay connected. Stay on the high side. Stay on the high side. I even drew an example of if your guys on the floor, just hop on his high side. The only thing that can hurt us is a 3. And we close out and we foul with 3 seconds to go. It's tough because we keep telling our guys, you got to pay attention to the details. Try to do it for as close to 48 minutes as possible. We're not going to do it for 48 minutes, but let's try to do it as close as we can.
Wow. Now, Mike Brown, this was after last night's game. The Kings lost on a 4-point play. Made 3, and then a free throw after that. A 4-point play is what they lost on, and it was De'Aaron Fox who tried to get out, and he fouled the 3-point shooter. Guy made the shot, then he made the free throw, game over. That's it. So maybe that's part of it. It doesn't sound like Mike Brown and De'Aaron Fox are too fond of each other. Now, I don't know a lot about the situation in Sacramento. I do know Mike Brown is a hell of a coach, hell of a guy, personally. I got to know him pretty well when he was here in San Antonio. But I don't know. It would be interesting. And you know what? I'm here for it. I know Spurs fans think that everybody the Spurs draft is the greatest, the best ever. But if you can get a veteran player to come in here and already can just hit the ground running like a De'Aaron Fox, and whether it's him or somebody else, man, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm already getting on YouTube. Well, I thought Steph Castle was the point guard of the future. Now, maybe he is.
Maybe.
He's a young man. You bring in a De'Aaron Fox. Maybe Steph Castle is your guy off the bench. I mean, there's all kinds of things to do, but the Spurs need a point guard. They need another one. You can't just have one. You need more than one.
And look at this one by Man M. I'd do Fox for Vassell straight up.
Uh-huh.
But Sacramento probably wants picks too. You're damn right they do. He's an all-NBA player.
Well, of course they do. I mean, that's what I'm saying. This guy is a player. He's not just, some schmo off the street. So you're going to have to give something up. And Keldon Johnson would have probably, who knows if he would be included in something like that.
He would. Just to make the money work.
I don't know. And I wonder, and you brought this up.
Yeah, tinfoil hat, baby.
Well, no, I'll let you explain that, Pledge. I'll just throw the question out there. Would you trade De'Aaron Fox or would you trade Steph Castle straight up for De'Aaron Fox?
Straight up?
Straight up.
Yes.
Okay. That's all I wanted to know. How do y'all feel about this? I'd love to hear comments from all the Spurs fans out there that, look, I want to improve this team. It's time. It's time. And I've said this before, and I get hammered for it. Wemby's not going to stick around here if this team doesn't improve and start winning games and championships. He's not. That's my feeling. I just don't believe that he will.
And I don't get the unabashed love that makes Devin Vassell so untouchable. Like, you keep talking about Dak Prescott's injury history.
Yeah.
Devin Vassell is 5 times Dak Prescott when it comes to injuries.
Well,
he hasn't finished the season yet.
I've been a Devin Vassell fan, and I am kind of in that category that you're talking about in a lot of ways. And I keep hoping that he will be that guy. But so far he hasn't been. So if that's required.
And he's on his second contract.
Yeah, he is. If that's required in a deal like that, yes, you do it. You absolutely do it. I don't know. I want the Spurs to be aggressive. I want them to do something. I know they got a ton of draft picks. They've got a ton of money that they've got to spend. It's time to. I don't want the Spurs to be the Dallas Cowboys. Draft and develop. All right, go out and find some players and intermingle young guys and veteran guys. I think in the NBA, it's the best way to improve a team, and it's certainly the quickest way to do it. So, I'm glad that the Spurs are being rumored because, Tim McMahon didn't get that and didn't just pull it out of his behind. He's hearing that from somebody. The Spurs and the Rockets are interested in that if Fox becomes available. And there's nothing that says he's going to, or certainly he has not been yet. But I just think I'm glad that they're being mentioned because, I'm a Spurs fan, and I was fortunate enough to be right there in the middle of all the championships, and I want to get back there. Let's go. You've got the best player, the face of the NBA in your town now. And that young man is playing ball, but he can't do it by himself. He can't do it. He needs help.
The problem was Wemby was dropped into a team that had torn it down to the studs.
Yes.
Tim Duncan was dropped into a team that was coming off an injury-plagued season that was ready to win immediately.
Absolutely. And you had a David Robinson and a lot of other players
Sean Elliott
around him already. Absolutely correct. And then Tim, his path was a little bit easier than Wemby's. But I'm telling you, and I know everybody thinks it's just peaches and Wemby's going to be here. He's going to retire a Spur. There'll be statues. There'll be murals. There'll be this. There'll be that. He won't stay here if this team is not winning championships and the front office is not providing him the resources to win championships. He's not going to.
Do you want your tinfoil hat conspiracy theory?
Yeah, let's hear it. So I was, explain this to the folks.
So, of course, De'Aaron Fox's name's been mentioned lately, right?
Yes.
Mike Brown is a former disciple of Greg Popovich, came from the tree, et cetera, has internal knowledge. There are a lot of people that want De'Aaron Fox, as we just heard. Lakers, the Spurs, the Rockets, possibly the Heat. What if Mike Brown, by saying something like this after the game, because every player has flubbed a end-of-game defensive assignment at some point in time in their career, right?
Yes.
What if he's doing this to potentially spoken with De'Aaron Fox behind the scenes, and De'Aaron Fox has made it known he would like to play with Wemby? So Mike Brown is laying the groundwork to get him where he wants to eventually go in San Antonio while telling the people behind the scenes through back channels, look, this isn't who he is, but this is what happened the other day. This may drown down his market to where y'all can pounce when they're ready to finally move on from him. Plus, there's a player on the team with inside knowledge on De'Aaron Fox.
You know, all of that is a great
Harrison
theory.
Barnes.
Great theory, and we can make a great movie out of that, Pledge, I'm sure. Why would Mike Brown do that? He loves Pop, obviously. He loves San Antonio, but he's with the Sacramento Kings.
But if that guy doesn't want to be here or there.
It's a great theory. I told you that earlier. As soon as you said it, I said, man, that's a hell of a conspiracy theory.
Mm-hmm.
Hell of a conspiracy theory, Pledge. What do you guys think? I'd love to hear your comments. 656-3776, 656-ESPN. You can comment on our YouTube page. If you haven't been to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, you can go there now. Sign up, subscribe, like, all of that kind of stuff. You could also reach out to me at Joe Reinagle 210 on Twitter. What do you think? Who would you be willing to give up for a De'Aaron Fox or for, I don't know, name an up-and-comer? Although De'Aaron Fox is not an up-and-comer. He's an established NBA veteran who is a good player. Let us know. In the meantime, the NFL told the NBA to hold its beer. I'll explain that when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Friday night, December 27th at 9:30. The Aggies head to Sin City to take on the USC Trojans in the Las Vegas Bowl. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 8:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. It's called the HURT app, and it provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. You get the HURT app in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
The current federal government is actually going $1 trillion deeper in debt every 100 days. That's why thousands are turning to Goldco, a top-rated gold company, to diversify their savings with time-tested safe haven assets, physical gold and silver. Right now, not only is Goldco offering a free gold and silver kit, but on qualified purchases, they'll give you up to a 10% instant match in bonus silver. Call 855-838-GOLD. That's 855-838-GOLD. Performance may vary. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
Has a loved one died and left you an old car to sell? GiveMeTheVin.com has just launched the new service GMTVCC.com. Write this down, GMTVCC.com, which is Give Me the VIN classic and collector car buying service. GMTVCC.com will hook you up with GMTVCC Pro buyers that will appraise and offer on that 69 Chevelle, old Corvette, old truck, and especially Restomods. We love Restomods at GMTVCC.com. Don't mess with consignments or auctions. Get paid today on your classic or collector car at GMTVCC.com.
Hey, you've definitely had a busy month. Finding gifts, sending cards, hosting family. Well, now it's time to treat yourself at Macy's After Christmas Sale. Come and find great deals on something just for you. Like 25% off New Year's party looks from DKNY, Adriana Papel, and more. So enjoy the week and get yourself the gifts you really wanted before these limited time deals are over. At Macy's After Christmas Sale. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Ah, the holidays. A time to come together and reflect on what truly matters.
The KFC Festive Feast for $25.99.
Feel the joy
of 6 original recipe tenders and 6 pieces of hand-breaded chicken.
Family and friends celebrating.
2 large sides and 3 sauces.
The warmth of
11 herbs and spices.
Love. I was going to say love.
And KFC.
Okay. The KFC Festive Feast. Order ahead on the app and feast for just $25.99. Prices and participation may vary. Tax, tip, and fees extra. Online ordering available at participating locations.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to HIMSS.com/joy. That's HIMSS.com/joy for your free online visit.
When you are just craving something salty and packs a crunch, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds is your crunch time decision. Game day just got a whole lot crunchier thanks to the powerhouse snack, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. We're talking about crispy, golden bites of pure awesomeness. Pork rinds are your MVP snack. And get this, they're low carb and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at H-E-B today.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, this just came across. The Cleveland Browns and quarterback Deshaun Watson have agreed to terms on a contract restructure that eases the Browns' salary cap burden for years to come. Well, the Cowboys are having to prepare for a couple of quarterbacks this week. Jalen Hurts may not play. He has not cleared concussion protocol. Kenny Pickett has been getting all the reps with the first team. And the Spurs are back tonight in Brooklyn. They're taking on the Nets.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio.
Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts will not play this Sunday against the Dallas Cowboys. He has been ruled out. That means the Cowboys will face Kenny Pickett on Sunday, noon, in Philadelphia, a game you can listen to right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. So Jalen Hurts has officially been ruled out of Sunday's game, dealing with a concussion. That's interesting. Everybody else is still playing, though. But Kenny Pickett, I don't know, gives the Cowboys a chance, I think, perhaps. I don't know. We'll see how all of that plays out. Interesting stuff. And if you're with us at the top of the show, I was talking about TMZ and their notifications. And I got this notification as I was preparing for the show, and it said that Luigi Mangione and Diddy were not sharing the same cell block. And I'm like, okay, whoop-de-frickin' do? I mean, I was like, okay, do I really need to know that, or do I even care? Obviously, there's some people that care. So during the break, right there before Sports Center, I get another notification from TMZ, who obviously are obsessed with this Luigi Mangione. Life behind bars. Too high profile to be in general population. Luigi Mangione. So they're talking to me. This guy is like in solitary confinement. He gets out for an hour. He's in there because, well, I mean, when he got arrested, I think all the women were fawning all over themselves because he's a decent-looking guy. He's probably in there to protect his behind. I mean, that would be my guess. But again, what is the obsession with TMZ with Luigi Mangione?
Well, it's America's obsession with Luigi.
I guess so, which is kind of dark in a lot of circles. But however you feel about that, you feel about it. But geez whiz, it's do I have to write TMZ and say I'm not interested in Luigi Mangione?
Well, for every one that isn't, there are 15 that are.
I know, but I don't care who. You do what you do. That's your business.
It's like the people that write on our thing. I'm sick of the Cowboys talk. Like,
who said that?
Everyone, all the time. People talk about it all the time. But it's America's soap opera, so for every one person that does it, there are 30 million that do.
It is America's soap opera, and the NFL is king. Let's do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
The NBA, we told you, Pledge and I, yesterday before we went off the air, that the NBA was very happy. They're touting numbers. Ratings for Christmas Day up 84%, which is great, and I'm happy for the NBA. But we had not gotten the NFL numbers on Netflix for what the deal was. Now, there's been some controversy, and numbers are a little bit down, actually, when it comes to traditional television stations as opposed to Netflix. But it was like 25 million and change on average were watching both of those games on Sunday. I'm talking about the NFL games. So you compare that with the average of 5, almost 6 million for the NBA to 25 million for the NFL. And so when LeBron James says this.
Absolutely. Merry Christmas to my family back home. I'm coming home, and I love the NFL. I love the NFL, but Christmas is our day.
Yeah. Well, the NFL said, LeBron, here, buddy. Here's my flight by Yingling. Hold it. We're going to outdo you. Look, it's just the way it is. It doesn't mean the NBA product is bad. Doesn't mean people don't like it. A lot of people obviously did, and they watched a lot of it. But the NFL is king, and it's not even close. And it's just the way that it is right now. They are just head and shoulders more popular than every other sport on the planet. I was talking about this with a guy the other day, and he's a big soccer guy, and he said, well, maybe maybe soccer is more popular worldwide than the NFL. But I said, well, that could be true, but the NFL's coming. And when they go to Brazil, they go to Germany, they're going to England, they're coming, and they're going to try and change that pretty quickly. And by all accounts, by ticket sales and crowd size and all of that stuff, it's NFL's pretty popular over in Europe. There's no question about that. I just found that was fascinating. The NFL, ratings-wise, was the big winner on Christmas Day. Kirk Herbstreit, did you hear this last night? Critical of Bears quarterback Caleb Williams.
We've seen Caleb Williams tonight with his playmaking ability. You know, remember that low snap, and he was able to pick it up and locate a receiver and make a throw to Keenan Allen. And he makes so many spectacular plays, and he's got such physical ability. I think the thing that remains to be seen, and only time will tell, is if he understands what it takes to be an NFL quarterback as far as the preparation, as far as first guy there, last guy to leave. And I'm not suggesting he's not doing those things, but just all of the little things that really make the great quarterbacks special.
You know, it's interesting that he says that. I'm kind of torn. I'll be honest with you. I like Kirk Herbstreit. I have no problem with him. I think he's a good broadcaster. I have no issue. But if you're going to make a statement about a guy, knowing whether he does it or not, I think that's a little bit unfair. And Herbstreit's getting hammered on social media. I guess, you know, after people heard that last night, they took to social media, as they normally do. And, well, they were criticizing him. I would like to think that Herbstreit might go to Caleb Williams or go to somebody in the Bears organization and say, how is this kid? What's his work ethic like? Does he arrive first and leave last? Because Herbstreit's right about that. The best quarterbacks, the guys that were at the top of their game for the longest time, Tom Brady obviously comes to mind, but you got Peyton Manning and John Elway, and you just got there's a ton of that's what they did. That was their life. When football season was around, it was their life. And quite frankly, when football season wasn't around, that was their life. So I just not sure that comment was fair to Caleb Williams. And look, Caleb Williams has got all the tools. I don't think there's any question. The guy's got an arm. He's a big guy. He can run. And but there's something missing. And is it between the ears? Is it adjusting to the NFL game? All of those things could be true, but I'm not ready to give up on this guy. I think he's still going to be a good quarterback. He needs some time. and he's going to get that time. And he needs a new coach, and he's going to get that as well, and a new system, and let him live in that system for a while and see how he does. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. We told you just a few minutes ago that Jalen Hurts is not going to play against the Cowboys on Sunday. However, the bad news for the Cowboys is that Saquon Barkley is. He will be playing. Saquon's got an opportunity to break Eric Dickerson's single-season record, which is 2,105 yards. He did it with the Rams back in 1984. Now, keep in mind, and I know because it's going to come up, and do I care? I don't know. It's still a pretty good accomplishment if Saquon can manage to get it done. Dickerson did that in 16 games. Barkley, if he does it, may take 17. Now, if he rushes for 268 yards against the Cowboys, which is not unheard of, by the way. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. Then he would do it in 16 games and not 17. But he needs 268 yards rushing to break Eric Dickerson's. Well, Dickerson was asked in an interview about that, and he said he doubts that Barkley will break the record. And the interviewer asked if are you rooting for him to do it? And he said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I don't blame that answer. I don't blame that at all. I mean, if that's a record that has stood, well, since 1984. 30 years. You don't want to see somebody break it. But he also said, look, if he breaks it, he breaks it. I mean, I'll congratulate him. But, I mean, if you're going to ask me if you want somebody to break my record, I'm going to tell you no. Absolutely not, I don't. I don't want you to break that. That's crazy. So, Eric Dickerson, I find it funny, Pledge, because in that article I was reading for this story, there was a shot of Eric Dickerson sitting with O.J. Simpson. Because O.J. Simpson was one of Eric Dickerson's heroes, if you will, or a guy he looked up to when he was coming up. And look, a lot of people did. You don't blame Eric Dickerson for what O.J. Simpson did. But, I mean, look, O.J. Simpson, like him or not, was one hell of a running back in the NFL on some very bad Buffalo Bills football teams. Very bad Buffalo Bills football teams. You take O.J. Simpson, the football player, he was damn good. You can think what you want about the rest, and that's fine with me. But as a football player, O.J. Simpson was absolutely solid. So Eric Dickerson will be watching the Eagles play the Cowboys this week, hoping beyond hope. Because I got to figure, and I wonder, and Saquon has already showed an unselfishness this season. Didn't he have a chance to break a record? He said, nah, send in the other guy. I don't want to do it. And anyway, he showed some unselfishness in that respect. If Saquon rushes, I don't know, for 150 yards against the Cowboys this Sunday and come to the final game and there's nothing to play for, no benefit at all to play for, will he play? Because I tell you what, you lose Saquon Barkley in a meaningless football game heading into the playoffs as the number 2 seed perhaps. Boy, you talk about some criticism. My goodness, that would be tough to swallow if you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan. So it's going to be interesting to see, and maybe Dickerson knows that or is counting on that, and that's why he thinks he's not going to break it. So interesting stuff. Transfer portal, NIL, all of that stuff continues to raise. Oh, hang on. So on our YouTube page, Pledge, that S Money 11 says it's 40 years. It is 40 years. S Money, I wasn't very good at math, buddy. It's never been my strong suit. And I appreciate the correction. That doesn't bother me at all. I appreciate it.
I mean, there are also obvious differences between when OJ did it and when Dickerson did it, and when Dickerson did it and when Saquon could potentially do it.
Sure.
More games for Dickerson, one more game for Barkley.
Well, and OJ only played 14.
That's what I'm saying.
When he broke the 2,000-yard mark. 2003, I think, was OJ's record, and then Dickerson broke that.
But he had 2 extra games to do it?
Yes, because there was only 14 games back when OJ played. I'm pretty sure that is correct.
Yep.
But thank you, S Money. It is 40 years, not 30, as I previously stated. I've got no problem with that. Alexandra corrects me all the time. I mean, she's just flat out mean to me sometimes, you know?
Where are you in the Pro Football Pick'em?
Yeah, she'll let me know, and then she'll call me a loser. See that, how that works? I love all you guys. I appreciate you watching on YouTube. If you're listening, driving around San Antonio, thank you for doing that. We appreciate you very much, however you are listening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Talking about NIL, transfer portal, another college football coach has quit because of the transfer portal and NIL. We'll tell you who that is and why he quit when we return here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's showtime. Let's do it. It's fun time. Here we go.
South Texas home of the 12-team college football playoff is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. All of the matchups are brought to you by Ewald Kubota, the Break Room Bar, and Smoky Mo's Barbecue. Hear every game on South Texas' first and only FM sports station. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This Sunday, join me, James Pledger, out at the Twin Peaks at Live Oak as we get ready for Cowboys and Eagles. They'll be giving away an epic Cowboys jersey just for catching game days at Twin Peaks. Plus, we've got your chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to the Navy All-American Bowl on January 11th in the Alamo Dome. So come hang out with us this Sunday, starting at 11 in the morning. Get there early, grab a seat, win some great prizes, and have yourself a frosty 29-degree beer while you wait. That's this Sunday at Twin Peaks Live Oak, just off I-35 and 1604.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Some things you wouldn't mind being stuck with, like a huge inheritance. But a phone that has to be plugged in just right so it charges is not one of those things. Switch to Verizon and we'll pay off your old phone up to $800 via prepaid MasterCard for a new one on us. Just trade in any phone from our top brands with select unlimited plans. $829.99 purchase with new smartphone line on select unlimited plans. Minimum $90 per month with autopay plus taxes and fees for 36 months required. Plus $830 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Trade-in terms apply. Payoff phone requires smartphone purchase and port-in with new smartphone line on select plan. Must provide most recent bill showing payoff amount of eligible phone. Additional terms apply.
Lowe's knows how to help you save time and money, no matter the job. That's why we can deliver supplies to your job site as soon as same day, so you have more time to get the job done. Because when you need it fast, we've got you covered. Lowe's knows pros. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-9047.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-9047. That's 800-575-9047.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Here in Texas, we know that trust is earned and reputation matters. Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and that Texans can respect. A firm where no defendant is too big and no case is too small. Backed by a track record of success and a commitment to our clients, Thomas J. Henry remains the name you can depend on if you have been injured. Trust the firm that stands for you. Trust Thomas J. Henry. San Antonio, Texas.
Hey, Manny Jr. here with Rock's Discount Vitamins. This holiday season, don't let those extra pounds sneak up on you. We have the largest selection of weight control products to help you stay on track. Boost your metabolism with our non-stimulant fat burners or try Cuts. which helps your carbs work for you, not against you. With 12 locations across San Antonio, Rock's Discount Vitamins has everything you need to keep your diet in check this holiday season. Find us at rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for your continued support.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
911, what's your emergency?
In San Antonio, 5 domestic violence calls happen every hour.
The time to end domestic violence in our community is now.
Step out of violence.
You are not alone.
Call 211 for help. Call 911 if it's an emergency.
It is a Friday. This is the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix has the day off. James Pledger is producing this extravaganza. And we're having a good time on a Friday afternoon. Hope your Friday afternoon is going really well. The weather is fantastic in the greatest city on the planet, San Antonio, Texas. Although, Pledge, we've got somebody on our YouTube page listening from Mesa, Arizona today. B. Wilson. Listening from Mesa. Thanks, B. Wilson, for listening out in Mesa, Arizona. I would assume the weather in Mesa, Arizona is pretty nice as well on this December 27th day. But thanks for listening. We appreciate it. We appreciate everybody listening on YouTube or, again, however you're doing it. Thank you so much. The NIL, the transfer portal, all of that stuff continues to rear its ugly head. It really does. And I just think that something's got to be done about it. And every time that I say that, I have to preface it by saying this college football season, and maybe even the one before, have been some of the most exciting football I think I've seen. And so I say that, and then I say, well, I don't like the transfer portal. I don't like NIL. I don't like any of it. But then the product on the field has been pretty damn good. So I don't know how to take that. And the only way that I can take it, because what I fear is the fact that we're driving really fast in college football and there's a cliff dead ahead. And if something doesn't happen to steer us around that cliff or barricade us from that cliff, we're going to go right off and fall right into it. So that's my fear, and I think that's coming. And the reason I think that's coming is because of the salaries, because of the money that is being paid to some of these players. It's astronomical money. And we're talking about millions of dollars now to some of these players. And I just think it's going to continue to go up and up and up unless it's regulated in some form or fashion, similar to what the NFL does with a salary cap, with price structures depending on what position you play, all of that kind of stuff. I just think that that's where the college football, and I separate college football from the rest of the college athletics. Now, you could say basketball as well to some extent, and certainly some schools are that way. But football overall, I think, is got to be separated from all the other sports because of where it's going right now. We've talked about it on this show, Jason and I, college coaches leaving their profession, either going to the NFL or quitting the game altogether. Well, yesterday, a surprise retirement announcement came from Miami head coach Jim Larranaga. And he explained why he was leaving at his farewell press conference.
What shocked me beyond belief was after we made it to the Final Four, just 18 months ago, the very first time I met with the players, 8 of them decided they were going to put their name in the portal and leave. I said, don't you like it yet? No, I love it. I love Miami. It's great. But the opportunity to make money someplace else created a situation that you have to begin to ask yourself as a coach, what is this all about? And the answer is it's become professional.
It has become professional, and it needs to be treated as such. You can't treat these guys like college athletes anymore because they're not. Not when they're commanding millions of dollars. Kid from UIW leaves, goes to Kentucky, $1.2 million, we're told. I mean, think about that. And I'm not mad at the kid. Not mad at the kid at all. I mean, my goodness. There's none of us that would turn that down to go play 1 year, because that's all the eligibility he has, for $1.2 million. You never know if you're going to make it to the NFL or what other roadblocks you might run into, but you've got $1 million in your pocket that kind of ease the burden. I don't blame the kids at all. Jeff Traylor, UTSA head football coach, said as much. Don't blame the kids. It's not the kids' problem. It's an administration problem. It's an NCAA problem. It's all of those things that have created a system that is making it difficult for coaches to continue coaching. You've got to be a coach. You got to be a GM. You got to wear about 10 hats right now to be a college football coach. And I know the knock on college football coach, they make a lot of money and they can go off wherever they want to go. And all of that is true. Kids should be able to transfer if their coach leaves. I don't think there's any issue with that. Otherwise, I think we need to develop an NFL system for college football. One free agency period, whenever that may be. Coaches already coming out criticizing the December portal because kids, like Larinaga just said, kids are going into the portal when they've got a bowl game to play, or in some cases when they've got a playoff game to play. And so there's no camaraderie to me as far as I'm concerned. And Larinaga said that. Hey, we love Miami. It's a great place. But they're just offering us more money. Believe it or not, I can remember when I was 18 to 22, long time ago, in a world far, far away. But I would have jumped at that opportunity. And it really wouldn't have mattered if I'm making 50 grand over here and somebody said, hey, you want to make 75 over there? Yep, sure do. Absolutely. Hey, Billy, you were my best friend, but adios, partner. I don't know. It has to be regulated. Don't you agree? Or do you think it just can continue to be the wild, wild west and survive? And that's what I'm worried about, is the survival of this game. The survival of good coaches like Jim Larinaga. The survival of coaches like Jeff Traylor. I mean, seriously, when you are a recruiter, general manager, and everything else, there's no time off for you. You're seeing some universities now hiring a general manager, setting up operations very similar to NFL headquarters. Bill Belichick goes to North Carolina. What's the first thing he does? Hires his friend as general manager. You have no choice now. You have no choice. And we got to do something about this. And if you're waiting for the NCAA to do something, you don't hold your breath, because you won't survive. They've got no teeth. They never have. They could have fixed this problem 15 years ago, but they didn't do it. Could have fixed it, or at least avoided what we're seeing now. It's just unbelievable to me. But something's got to be done. And I'm sad for Jim Larinaga. And I say that, and when I saw the headline, and I'm reading the article, look, Jim Larinaga is 75 years old. Okay, so it's hard to feel too bad for him, but you can hear the sadness in his voice. It doesn't sound like he was ready to call it a day. And he looks like he's in good shape. Doesn't look like he has any health issues. So he probably could have gone another few years. But he decided the BS that he's having to put up with now and the issues that he's having to put up with, well, it's just not good enough. And it's just too much of a hassle and he'd rather enjoy his life.
I mean, why do you think Nick Saban is no longer coaching at Alabama?
Sure, that's part of the issue. But again, I don't feel bad for the coaches. They've made their money, they've done their thing, but I'm afraid when you get guys like a G.J. Kinney, maybe say, I'd rather go sell insurance. No disrespect to insurance salespeople, all right? That's not what I meant. But I mean, changing professions. That's what I meant. So I think we're going to see that unless we get a handle on this thing. It's nuts, but it is what it is at the moment, and we got to deal with it. We got to figure it out and do it quickly. David Evans, he's going to join us next here on the Blitz. He is the president of the USAA Educational Foundation, and USAA is doing a lot of cool stuff with the Valero Alamo Bowl, which, by the way, is tomorrow between Colorado and BYU. We'll talk to David Evans when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, the return of Rob Thompson. How'd the Cowboys do this weekend, and how'd the Alamo Bowl turn out? All that and more, and previewing this week's playoff games. Party starts at 6. Don't be late.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast. Best way to do that? Call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential, and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Come to the South Texas RV Super Sale, January 2nd through the 5th. Our dealers are loaded with RVs, and they're making deals. Class A, B, and C motorhomes, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and travel trailers. For info and advance tickets, go to southtexasrvsupersale.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Are you facing divorce, a child custody battle, or a complex family dispute? AJ here for the Hicks Law Firm. Attorney John Hicks brings unique experience to the table. As a veteran and first responder, he knows the challenges, he knows the pressure, and he knows how to fight for what's yours. The Hicks Law Firm offers flat-free representation from beginning to end and payment plans so you can get representation now. Visit jhickslawfirm.com for a free consultation. That's jhickslawfirm.com, a local law firm with the national resources you need to win.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SA Sports.
On the Buyers Barricades guest line, David Evans, president of the USAA Educational Foundation, who is doing some really cool stuff at the Valero Alamo Bowl, which is tomorrow already, which is crazy. David, thanks for joining us today. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Joe, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It's great to have you. USAA does a lot of great things, and I didn't want to bring this up, David, but I have to. We were at the Army-Navy game, and it didn't go too well for Army.
I know. We decided to give them one this past year after winning the last couple years, but it's good Jason's not there to rib me too much.
Yeah, because he would, and you know he would. And Navy won a big game today in their bowl game. They beat Oklahoma 21-20, so they're on a roll. We'll let them enjoy that. That'll be okay. David, no, we appreciate it. And speaking of bowl games, the Valero Alamo Bowl is always one of the premier bowl games every single year, and USAA is always a big part of that. Military appreciation partner of the Valero Alamo Bowl, and you guys are just happy to do that, and you do a lot of cool stuff. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. We think of our hometown here of Military City, USA, and you have so many people coming and descending upon the city for these couple of days for the bowl game, and it's like, let's give them a little bit of our Military City flavor. And, part of what we do is we create a whole military kind of activation as part of that game day experience. So there's a flight simulator of an FA-18 Hornet that you can go and you can get behind the stick of a military jet. A bunch of cowboy hats, foam cowboy hats in, Colorado black or BYU blue. And then we also have given away some free tickets to some hometown heroes that are kind of in the military community here. And then we'll sponsor a special stand to recognize all the currently serving and veterans that are attending the games. Like, those are some game day activations. And I'll tell you, one last thing that we do is we provide a scholarship to a local military spouse to continue their education. Because, as you know, when you see someone in uniform, you thank them for their service, and I strongly encourage everyone to do that. But oftentimes, the military kids and the military spouses are for the heroes behind the scenes, keeping that military household going. And this year, we were able to give a scholarship to a military spouse, Lois AJ, who's studying to be a nurse. And so that scholarship is going to help her create a career in nursing, and we're just proud to be a small part of that.
That's outstanding. That is good stuff. But I got to go back, David, to this flight simulator. My goodness, I would love to do something like that. Have you ever sat behind that and done that?
Well, so I'm an Army guy, like you mentioned.
Right.
I was the guy on the ground. I was the guy on the ground talking to the jets, of telling them where to drop bombs. But I don't know if I'm that smart to get behind a multi-million-dollar jet like that. But you can at the flight simulator. I've done it. It is awesome.
Yeah, I can only imagine how awesome that is. We're visiting with David Evans, president of the USAA Educational Foundation. And USAA just doing some cool stuff at the Valero Alamo Bowl tomorrow. Always big sponsors, always big military appreciation partners of the Valero Alamo Bowl. I can't wait to do that, and it's at the Fan Zone. So you guys are encouraging fans to come early to the game and be able to enjoy all the stuff that you've got there that they can have some fun with.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you've ever been to the Alamo Bowl, it's worth going down there if you don't even have a ticket, because they have so much activations and things around there, and just it's fun to see all the fans of both teams walking around the Riverwalk and then walking around in the activation zone there around the Alamo Dome on Saturday night. I mean, football on a Saturday night in South Texas, like, you can't beat it.
You can't beat that at all. David Evitz, president of the USAA Educational Foundation. I got to ask you, David. Now, you played football for Army, so you're a football guy. Having Deion Sanders, Colorado, with all the hype and the players that they have, and BYU, this matchup for the Valero Alamo Bowl is second to none.
It is. I mean, I would say it's probably the best game outside of some of these CFP games that we have on the schedule. And, you know, if you've seen how some of the CFP first round went, you know, I'll take a bet that the Alamo Bowl is going to be a lot more entertaining than some of the games that we've seen so far in the CFP.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. What do you think about a coach like Deion Sanders and the kind of the old school mentality that he has?
Well, we had a great opportunity today. USAA puts on a bowl luncheon as part of the military sponsorship, and I got to spend some time in the back room and things with both teams and both coaches. And I'll tell you, the thing that struck me the most was every single player looked you in the eyes. They shook your hands. They're well-spoken, smart people, extremely respectful, just good people. And, you know, Prime has all the flash around him, but he's doing something right there at Colorado. And the BYU coach, just the same. Two outstanding teams, really, really well coached, but more importantly, you can tell that every single player that is in both of those programs are going to be leaders in their community someday as they leave the playing field.
But a couple of those guys might make a few bucks in the NFL along the way. That's for
sure.
That
too, right?
Yeah, that too. Now, David, when you were with Army, when you played for Army, did you ever play in a bowl game?
No, I didn't. I did not. Well, I was but you know, everyone knows Navy went on that long streak. I was a freshman on that team that won at Army, and then before that big long streak started. So.
Well, now I'm really glad Minix isn't here.
Exactly.
Because he'd be letting you have it. He would certainly be letting you have it. So the game kicks at 6:30 tomorrow at the Alamo Dome. And so what time can folks get down there? You guys say arrive early. What do you have any idea when all that stuff gets going?
I think it starts at 1 o'clock is when they start opening up the activation center. I'll tell you what my wife and I have always done is get down there around 4:30, 5 o'clock, park, walk around for about an hour, and then go inside and make sure you're there in your seat before the national anthem.
Absolutely. And I also see there's going to be a special re-enlistment ceremony. Was that at the luncheon today?
Yep, that was at the luncheon. And I think the neat thing about that is every player in that room has their kind of signing day. You know, you do it at your high school with your high school coaches and your family and friends around. And that's a great life milestone where you've worked hard to a certain point where you've earned that spot to play at the next level. And I would kind of liken that to in the military when you raise your right hand and you say, I'm ready to commit another 3, 4, 5 years to serving in uniform. And today, Sergeant Rich signed up to go career. So she's been in the Army now for about 12 years. And today when she rose her right hand in front of both teams, she committed to a career in the Army, at least for the next 8 years. And the coolest thing of the whole luncheon was seeing the entire room stand up and give her a standing ovation, thanking her for her service. I don't get goosebumps much, but I got some goosebumps today.
I tell you what, David, that is so cool. I love seeing stuff like that, and I love seeing the folks that are enlisting for the first time coming on, and I've seen those ceremonies as well, and it's just – or being sworn in, I guess I should say. It's just a fantastic ceremony, and I love it. David Evitz, president of the USAA Educational Foundation. You're going to be a busy man for, say the next 24 hours or so, I would assume.
I will, but it's all worth it. It's really great to watch Military City USA embrace our military veterans and active duty and show show our visitors a little bit of what San Antonio flavor is all about.
No doubt about it. And USAA, obviously a huge part of this community. There's no question about it. The official military appreciation partner of the Valero Alamo Bowl. Going to be a great game, David. No doubt about it. I hope you get an opportunity to sit down and take in some of the game tomorrow night.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. David, thank you so much for joining us here. David Evitz, president of the USAA Educational Foundation. Thank you so much. David, of course, like all of our guests, joining us via the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control rental and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. And we've got some breaking news. Shams Charania just tweeted this out. The Sacramento Kings are parting ways with head coach Mike Brown. Wow. Now, you don't think that has anything to do with the comments he made about De'Aaron Fox? What? In case you haven't heard those plays, do you have them there? This was Mike Brown after the Kings blew a game last night by giving up a 4-point play at the end of the game.
Jaden shouldn't have had an opportunity to even shoot a three because we told our guys, first of all, if somebody catches and their back's to the basket, foul them. And they dribbled for 8 seconds, and we didn't foul them. So that's the first thing. But the second thing is, if you're up 3, you got to guard your man at the three-point line. And there should be no closeout opportunity. No closeout opportunity. We told them that they know the only thing that can hurt us is a 3. And, I need to go back and watch the film to see exactly where Fox was, but there was no reason for there to be a hard closeout. We were okay with them scoring a 2 at the rim, so you should not be in position to help at all. You should be hugged up to your man at the three-point line. Everybody should. And why there was a closeout by Fox, I'm not sure. I got to go back and watch the tape. But for sure, 100%, we told our guys, can't give up a 3. Can't give up a 3. Can't give up a 3. Stay connected. Stay on the high side. Stay on the high side. I even drew an example of if your guys on the floor, just hop on his high side. The only thing that can hurt us is a 3. And we close out and we foul with 3 seconds to go. It's tough because we keep telling our guys, you got to pay attention to the details. Try to do it for as close to 48 minutes as possible. We're not going to do it for 48 minutes, but let's try to do it as close as we can.
Wow. So Mike Brown fired out as the Sacramento Kings head coach. And Shams Charania with a little more detail here. He's in the midst of a 5-game losing streak. They've lost 12 of the last 17. They've lost an NBA high 13 clutch time games this season. Now, Brown, if you'll remember, won Coach of the Year in 22-23, led the Kings to the postseason, snapping a drought that they had had for 17 years. Mike Brown he's managed some success along the way, but for whatever reason just doesn't stick. But don't feel sorry for Mike Brown. Do you know Mike Brown, when he was fired with the Lakers and then fired from, was it the Warriors? He lived on that salary for about the next 2 or 3 years. Then he was an assistant coach again and then finally got the job at Sacramento. But it just goes to show you the NBA is a players' league. So if De'Aaron Fox didn't like those comments last night from Mike Brown, basically calling him out on the podium, because that's what he did. And what's sad about that is Mike Brown just told the truth. He told the truth. You don't foul a three-point shooter or even give him the opportunity. Because even if he makes that 3, the worst that can happen is you go to overtime. But the fact that you fouled him, you gave him an extra shot, well, game over. So Mike Brown's telling the truth. I guess you just shouldn't be doing that from the podium after the game. I'm sure Mike was frustrated as hell with what happened. You know, lose a game that way, it's very, very difficult to do. But Mike Brown out as the head coach of the Sacramento Kings. I don't know what that means with the rumors of De'Aaron Fox. Does that mean is he still on the trade block? Although he wasn't officially on the trade block, but that was the speculation. And who takes over that program? That I have not seen yet. So, interesting stuff. I just find that fascinating that we're talking about this today. The trade rumors, the Mike Brown rant last night, and all of a sudden he's done.
You think you ever got a chance to watch the tape?
No, I don't. I have a feeling that whoever was watching that press conference last night, after those comments, they might have pulled him aside then. But, I mean, he just, look, you talk about pro sports, and this is what we talk about. You've got to have thick skin. You have to. Because he was a hero just 2 years ago. And now he's a GOAT. Right? I mean, it goes that fast. And it's, what have you done for me lately? It's always, what have you done for me lately?
Isn't it partly, though, understanding the dichotomy of your roster?
Those are big words, Pledge. I mean,
what I mean is Greg Popovich knew that Tim Duncan could take whatever he was going to dish at him.
Sure.
Certain stars, not as thick-skinned when it comes to criticism, right?
True. Well, especially these days.
And we all know an organization is going to pick a player over a coach every single day of the week.
No doubt. And that tells me that De'Aaron Fox may not be as tradable as we once thought just a few minutes ago. Because if that is the case, and Fox was upset with the comments from Mike Brown, went to management or whomever, and now Brown's gone, De'Aaron Fox may not be as tradable
maybe
as we first thought. We'll see. But Sacramento right now, not doing well. Obviously, I just read to you, they've lost 12 of their last 17 ball games. So they're not in a very good position at the moment. Can that change? Sure. A lot of basketball to be played. But right now, Sacramento's not doing well. Again, De'Aaron Fox would be, I think, a great addition to the San Antonio Spurs. I really do. But at what cost, number one? And does he want to be here? Does he want to leave Sacramento? I couldn't imagine anybody not wanting to leave Sacramento. It's a dump. But other than that.
Where are you heading?
A town 30 miles outside of Sacramento.
All right.
Yes. Just have to be in Sacramento at the airport. That's it. Oh, my goodness. Interesting news there, though. Well, that's crazy.
That's crazy. And who knows? Maybe this is in part because De'Aaron does want out. They're trying to do damage control, but maybe the damage is already done and he still wants out.
Or maybe, Pledge, they're on to the conspiracy theory that you subscribe to.
Aww.
They found out that Mike Brown is actually in Greg Popovich's pocket.
Boom.
Trying his best to get De'Aaron Fox to San Antonio.
Or is it Mike Brown's a great coach early in his career with a team, but eventually his coaching style takes its toll on players and gets tuned out?
You know, it could be. It could very well be.
He's usually great within the first 2 years of wherever he may be.
He is. You know, Mike Brown is such a nice guy, but I don't know, as a coach in the locker room, does he change? Is he more of a Greg Popovich than a Mike Brown when it comes to coaching style? And again, Pop works in San Antonio. He does, because everybody knows what you're getting. And the franchise is going to back Greg Popovich up no matter what. Now, Pop has evolved with the young players. He has done that, and you've got to do that. So Mike Brown out. I don't know if it was from those comments, but it sure is a coincidence if it's not. I don't think De'Aaron Fox was very happy about those comments at all. And again, I'm not sure why. When you talk about just thin-skinned guys, I mean, I did not watch the play, but everybody that watched that game saw that De'Aaron Fox shouldn't have done that. I mean, it's just that simple. I don't care how good you are. You know what to do and what not to do, and you're going to make mistakes. So, interesting stuff. Again, Mike Brown fired as the head coach of the Sacramento Kings. Have not heard who's going to take over. I would assume first assistant or somebody there off the bench will take over in the interim until they can hire somebody. Keep in mind, we're not that deep into the NBA season, right? I mean, we are not, a quarter of the way in. At best, Spurs have played 30 games, a little bit more than a quarter, I suppose. Again, my math is not very good. We found that out, and I'm sure guys will correct me. All of you guys sitting around with a nice calculator there, you can correct me. Be all right. I'll get over it. It's fine.
There you go, Joe.
What is it? Is this the play? All right, I'm watching the play. You just got to get out of the way. Now, the guy sold it pretty well. They were playing the Pistons last night. That's the way it is, down in the corner, and Fox left his feet. You can't do that. You can't leave your feet. Why do that? And look, I got in trouble yesterday for tweeting out that Wemby only made 6 of 16 shots from the three-point stripe.
You got in trouble?
Well, sure, people are, yeah. Can't criticize San Antonio Spurs in this town. It's hard to do.
Thought you knew better.
Well, I do. But like De'Aaron Fox, sometimes you make a mistake. And you foul a guy when you shouldn't foul a guy. That's the way that it works. And he shouldn't have left his feet. I mean, it's clearly De'Aaron Fox's problem. But as a head coach these days in the NBA, you've got to take that behind closed doors, criticize there, say, what the hell were you doing? And then go from there. But I don't find this a coincidence, Pledge. I really don't find it a coincidence. Mike Brown was fired today, I think, or that was the cherry on top, if nothing else, right there.
All right, the ABC affiliate
yes
reporter Matt George, also Locked On Kings podcast host, says the Kings fired Mike Brown right before the team boarded the flight to L.A. He had just run a full practice and spent 15 minutes talking to the media.
Oh, my gosh. So it's like, dude, you're not getting on the plane.
It's like Matt Eberflus with the Bears after the Thanksgiving game, and then he had to come to a press conference before getting fired after it.
Wow. The Sacramento Kings. How about that? Goodness gracious. Interesting stuff today. Also interesting stuff, playoff outlooks in the NFL. We're starting to talk about that. We're also talking about draft outlooks for all of those teams that are not going to make the playoffs. Where would the Cowboys draft right now? Interesting stuff. We'll take a look at that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding I-10 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Make your holidays bigger and brighter with Prize Picks, the best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport. Pick more or less on their projection, and you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, is available to play in more than 40-plus states, including California and Texas. Join now because this holiday season, Prize Picks is giving away 2 free picks in December, and they're giving away $30+ million in rewards during Pixmas. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code ALAMO and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code ALAMO on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
It's football time at BetMGM. Use code KOSTOS, KOSTOS, and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to a variety of parlay selection features, live betting options, original bets, and the best daily promotions in the business. Use code KOSTOS, KOSTOS, and get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older. New customer offer. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, call 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, call 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, call 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Lowest prices, biggest selection. Lowest prices, biggest selection. At Mr. W Fireworks, we have always offered the lowest prices on fireworks. And we always will. We never charge additional hidden fees, and we always price our fireworks more than 50% less than the other guys. When you shop at Mr. W Fireworks, you can be sure you are getting the lowest prices around. And the biggest selection. Look for the big W on our sign. Or visit MrWFireworks.com to find a location near you. Happy New Year!
Hi, I'm Manny Jr. from Rock's Discount Vitamins. If you are looking to build muscle, strength, and boost athletic performance, check out our huge selection of anabolic pro-hormones. These powerful supplements provide your body with essential nutrients for muscle growth, faster recovery, fat loss, and even improved bone health and libido. Visit one of our 12 San Antonio locations or go online at rocksdiscountvitamins.com to learn more. That's rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for your continued support. rocksdiscountvitamins.com.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
We all expect our home to protect everything we love. But here in Texas, we don't expect the ways water is breaking down our foundations and damaging our homes. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is shifting. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Foundation Support Specialists. Make sure your investment is protected. Get your free inspection at FoundationSupportSpecialists.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back, I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Texas A&M wraps up the season tonight in Sin City at the Las Vegas Bowl. They'll face off against USC. You can catch that game when you're home for Aggies football. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It all begins at 8:30 with the pregame. Kickoff is at 9:30. Spurs back at it tonight in Brooklyn. 15-15 Spurs battle the 12-18 Nets, and the Browns and Deshaun Watson have restructured his contract.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San.
Now we're watching Vanderbilt and Georgia Tech. Just gone to halftime, and Vandy leads Tech 14-10. So 2 pretty good bowl games. That's what you want in bowl games, right? Just good competition, good stuff. This is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix has the day off. James Pledger producing this fine extravaganza of a show. You know, we're getting down, unfortunately, and I hate this time of year, although right now is a great time of year. You got the college football playoffs. You got the bowl games going on. NFL season is winding down. We're getting ready for the playoffs. And teams right now, some of them playing for playoff position or just an opportunity to get in. A great article, Pro Football Talk, talking about all the playoff pictures and what teams need to do to get in or improve their standing or whatever the case may be. The most interesting division to me is the NFC North, because you still have 2 teams that can win that division. Green Bay can't, the way I understand it. They can't win it, even if they won out and Detroit and Minnesota both lost out, they would lose the tiebreaker. So Green Bay can't win that division. It's between Detroit and Minnesota, but all of those teams have clinched a playoff berth. So regardless of how that goes, they're all in the postseason tournament. You got, obviously, the number 1 seed right now is Detroit. Philly would be the number 2 seed. The Rams, right now, the NFC West, and they could clinch that as soon as Sunday with a win and some help, and Atlanta would have the 4 seed by virtue. That's as it stands right now. Minnesota would be the 5th seed if we were sitting here right now. Green Bay would be number 6, and the Commanders would be the 7th seed. Now, still alive in the NFC, Seattle, they had to win that game last night. An ugly win, but they got it, and that's all they care about. So they are still alive. They need some help, though. They need some people to beat the Rams. Tampa Bay, the loss to the Cowboys took them out of playoff position. So the Cowboys at least can say that. Hey, we at least for now, we took Tampa Bay out of playoff contention. And then it starts all over with the mathematically eliminated, and the first team on that group is the Dallas Cowboys. The AFC playoff picture is a little bit different and a little bit easier to read. You've got Kansas City, who wrapped up the number 1 seed. They've got a first-round bye, home field throughout the playoffs. Buffalo is the 2nd seed, Baltimore the 3rd, Houston the 4th. All of those teams have clinched a playoff berth. They will be in there. Pittsburgh is the 5th seed. They have clinched a playoff berth, but they still have an opportunity to win that division. The LA Chargers, they've got a head-to-head tiebreaker over the Broncos. The good thing about that is they play each other this weekend in LA. That's going to be a hell of a game that really means something. Could knock one of those teams out of the playoff chase. Outside look again, the Colts still have a slim chance. The Dolphins still have a slim chance. Cincinnati still with the slimmest of chances to get in, but really nobody's got a chance. What I love about this, they go down and they've got the game clinching scenarios or the playoff clinching scenarios. Denver can clinch a playoff berth with a win over the Chargers or a tie. That's all they need. Denver, let's see here. I'm sorry. Denver plays Cincinnati this weekend. My mistake. The Chargers play New England this weekend. Now, the Chargers can clinch with a win or a tie or a Miami loss or a tie, plus an Indianapolis loss or a tie. So that's how big that game is this weekend. When you're looking at both of those, Denver at Cincinnati, Cincinnati still with something to play for. Do have a slim hope they're not completely eliminated, and they're at home taking on Denver. Big game for the Denver Broncos, and then the Chargers are at New England, a win and they're in. So interesting. I'm looking at the NFC, and I want it to go down to the wire. I'm hoping that Minnesota beats Green Bay this week. Detroit plays at San Francisco on Monday night. If both of those teams win, that sets up a showdown next weekend because Detroit will play Minnesota in the final game of the regular season, and that could certainly tip the scales that way. That's going to be fun to do. Philadelphia, they'll obviously take on the Dallas Cowboys. They clinched the NFC East Division title with a win. They beat the Cowboys. They're the NFC East Division champs. Or if Washington loses. So if the Cowboys pull off the miracle and beat Philadelphia and Washington loses, they'll still wrap up the NFC East. Atlanta can clinch the NFC South Division title with a win plus a Tampa Bay loss. So they still need some help to get that done. The Rams, they clinched the NFC West title with a win. Plus, the Rams clinched strength of victory tiebreaker over Seattle. I heard that for the first time yesterday. Strength of victory tiebreaker. And I found that fascinating. It's LA clinches with strength of victory over Seattle with 3.5 or more wins from the following teams: Minnesota, Buffalo, San Francisco, Washington, Cincinnati, and Cleveland. And I find that fascinating. It's that close in the West. And Seattle muddied the water even more by getting that win in Chicago last night. But the Rams control their own victory there. They just have to win out, and they're good. Commanders taking on the Falcons. That's a big one. Washington clinches a playoff berth with a win or a Tampa Bay loss. So that's what we're looking at. I know it's complicated, but it's kind of a rundown of what we're looking at right now. And obviously, things can change tremendously. Man, I tell you what, it's a lot of fun. Most of the big hitters have already know where they're going to be, and they know where they're at, and so that's good. But some teams still have to work, including what could be the number one seed. They could have to go to the final game to clinch the number one seed. So whoever does that is going to need that week off, and the other team just flat out going to get screwed.
Unless you treat that week as your bye week. What's most important to you? Is it having the week off, or is it having less opponents to face?
Well, I'd rather have home field advantage. It's what I would rather have. So, yeah, I'm playing that week. I want to win that thing. I want the number one seed and the week off, and I'm playing at home as long as I'm alive in the playoffs. So that's what I'm playing for. That's what I would want. I'm looking here at the draft order right now. As it stands right now, the New York Football Giants would have the number one pick in this year's draft as it stands right now. The New England Patriots would have the number 2 pick. So I could see a scenario. If Shedeur doesn't want to go to the Giants, you draft Cam Ward in New York, and Travis Hunter would go to the Patriots.
Regardless, one of the 2 quarterbacks is in New York.
Yes, one of the 2 quarterbacks in New York. Then you've got the Jaguars with the 3rd pick as it stands now. Titans 4, Browns 5, Raiders 6. And I find that interesting because if you read Shedeur Sanders' tweets, it sounds like he wants to be a Las Vegas Raider. I mean, it does. And Deion has already said publicly that he might push his son in a certain direction. Now, if they're set on the Raiders, some things would have to happen there. The Bears with the 7th pick, Panthers 8, Jets 9, Saints 10, 49ers 11, Dolphins 12, Colts 13, Bengals 14, Cowboys 15. Cowboys 15. So it's kind of right in the middle of the first round pack.
So It's about where they got Zach Martin all those years
Yeah,
ago.
I mean, and again, I haven't looked at the draft order. Obviously, that's something we'll do after the season. But the potential draftees that are out there, offensive or defensive lineman has to absolutely be the Cowboys' priority. It has to be. I just don't see them going any other way. But it is Jerry Jones, and you never know. I said the same thing when they drafted CeeDee Lamb. So why are you doing that?
Turned out to be brilliant.
It did. Well, I'm wrong every now and then, Pledge. Doesn't happen often.
I mean, because if you look at it, Brandon Cooks is a free agent.
Yep.
How do you feel about pick a Jalen, Mingo?
See, I don't know. I mean, the jury's out.
It's out, but the early returns aren't great.
They're horrible. So yeah, I mean, I think another wide receiver, but I'm not a fan of drafting one in the first round. Look, to me, you've got to build the foundation of the house. And if Dak Prescott doesn't have time to throw the football, I don't care who's running routes.
Sure, but and I talked about this with you the other day because the Texans have similar problems. How many offensive lines are built through the first round? Substantially. You have one first-round pick usually on your line, but a lot of those guys are mid-late round picks that are just warriors, fighters. Just
well, look what the Cowboys have done, right? In the last two drafts, you got Tyler Smith and Tyler Guyton. So they've gone offensive line twice. Tyler Smith's a good offensive lineman. Guyton, the jury's still out on that guy. I mean, let's face it. I don't think anybody would disagree with me. The jury is still out on him. Cooper Beebe was a third-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
So,
as was Tyler Biotish.
Yes. So it's interesting. Look, if there's a wide receiver there that you're just in love with and is setting the world on fire at 15, because if I'm not mistaken, CeeDee Lamb was somewhere in that area, in that neighborhood.
I think he was 18.
Something like that. So he was in the neighborhood. So if a guy like that falls to you at 15, then you take a chance, I suppose. I'm not a big fan of them drafting
Ashton Genty.
No, not in the first round, and I think somebody will.
What if he is the best player on your board?
Wow. Be tough again. Who's going to block for him? I mean, he may be great at Boise State because they've got an offensive line. You get in the NFL with no offensive line. Then what? And on the other side of the coin, if you can't stop the run because your defensive line is not good, you're going to lose DeMarcus Lawrence most likely. Mozzie Smith has been a bust to this point in time. You got to fix them. Cowboys have a bunch of holes. They have a bunch of holes to fill. So you're not going to be able to fix it all in the draft. If Jerry wants to truly fix it, I think you got to go out and spend some money. The question is, will he do that? I don't know.
Recent history says no.
Recent history does. Although, the team he had last year, when I got a couple of guys, right, was Stephon Gilmore and Brandon Cooks.
Yep.
Brought both of those guys in. So
managed to trade for him with the other team picking up a good chunk of those salaries.
I know it. And Steven, when he was on with us yesterday, Pledge, again brought up the fact that money's tight. Hey. Daddy.
Credit card, man.
Daddy. Money's tight, Daddy.
Daddy.
Don't get my allowance this week, Daddy. Oh, my goodness. Gee whiz. Unbelievable. Mike McCarthy, there's another question mark. Will he be back? Talked a lot about that. Those rumors are still out there. Steven told us that. They knew what they were doing when they didn't sign into a contract, that there was always the possibility that he could leave, and that could certainly be a possibility. But the Cowboys have to play the remaining two games without CeeDee Lamb. Micah Parsons and McCarthy talking about that loss. We'll hear from them when we return here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
South Texas College Football Headquarters. most wonderful time of the year for fans. Bowl season is no exception. The biggest and best matchups this bowl season are brought to you by Ewald Kubota, the Break Room Bar, and Smoky Mo's Barbecue. Hear them all on South Texas' first and only FM sports station, 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hey, Manny Jr. here with Rock's Discount Vitamins. This holiday season, don't let those extra pounds sneak up on you. We have the largest selection of weight control products to help you stay on track. Boost your metabolism with our non-stimulant fat burners, or try Cuts, which helps your carbs work for you, not against you. With 12 locations across San Antonio, Rock's Discount Vitamins has everything you need to keep your diet in check this holiday season. Find us at rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for your continued support.
Come to the South Texas RV Super Sale January 2nd through the 5th. Our dealers are loaded with RVs and they're making deals. Class A, B, and C motorhomes, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and travel trailers. For info and advance tickets, go to SouthTexasRVSupersale.com.
Don't overpay for your fireworks ever again.
Mr. W Fireworks always has the lowest prices on fireworks year after year.
Guaranteed.
At Mr. W Fireworks, we price our fireworks 50 to 80% less than the other guys, and we never charge you hidden fees.
You heard it right.
Our fireworks are always 50 to 80% lower than anywhere else around. Light up your outdoor party with Mr. W Fireworks.
Look for the big W on our sign and find us online at MrWFireworks.com. Happy New Year!
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Individual results may vary. Consult a doctor prior to use.
You've lost so much weight. How'd you do it?
I got medical treatment for weight loss through Zelty and lost 50 pounds. I struggled for the longest time, but Zelty makes it easy and affordable to get weight loss treatment 100% online. Zelty providers can prescribe FDA-approved weight loss medications clinically shown to help people lose weight, like Wegovy, Zepbound, and others.
I've heard those medications can help you lose weight, but aren't they expensive?
Zelty can help get the medication covered by insurance, so it's as little as $0 a month.
What if you don't have insurance?
No problem. Zelty may be able to help you get other GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% off the price of name brand medications.
I'm ready to start losing weight. How do I get started with Zelty?
Just text.
Text LOSE to 200-300 to get started today with Zelty and see if weight loss medications like Wegovy and Zepbound are right for you. Don't wait. Text now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text LOSE to 200-300. That's LOSE to 200-300. LOSE to 200-300.
When life changes fast, you need a lawyer who's been there. AJ here for the Hicks Law Firm. Attorney John Hicks offers unique experience as a veteran and first responder to give you a strategic, results-driven approach. Facing divorce, child custody battle, or a complex family dispute, the Hicks Law Firm offers flat-fee representation from beginning to end, so you know exactly what to expect with no surprises. Visit jhickslawfirm.com for a free consultation. That's jhickslawfirm.com, a local law firm with the national resources you need to win. The Hicks Law Firm.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those three massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fight. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
This Sunday, join me, James Pledger, out at the Twin Peaks at Live Oak as we get ready for Cowboys and Eagles. They'll be giving away an epic Cowboys jersey just for catching game days at Twin Peaks. Plus, we've got your chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to the Navy All-American Bowl on January 11th in the Alamo Dome. So come hang out with us this Sunday, starting at 11 in the morning. Get there early, grab a seat, win some great prizes, and have yourself a frosty 29-degree beer while you wait. That's this Sunday at Twin Peaks Live Oak, just off I-35 and 1604.
When you've got a big job to do, never compromise. Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Get the power, comfort, and quality you need by choosing Kubota rental equipment. Excavators, skid loaders, track loaders, RTVs, or mowers. At Ewald Kubota, we have the machine you need when you need it. Rent by the day, week, or month. We know you want the dependable equipment Kubota is known for, and we can even deliver it to you. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday at noon, the Cowboys are in the city of brotherly love, taking on the Philadelphia Eagles for their second matchup of the season.
I like this kind of party!
Pre-game starts at 11 a.m. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Well, that dude was half right, and most of the time he's 100% right. The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Today, however, it's just the Blitz with Joe. No Jason. He's off today. Enjoyed some time with the family, Christmas time, but James Pledger is here, pushing the buttons, playing the music, and doing all that kind of stuff, and we're happy that you're here as well. Whether you're watching on YouTube or driving around your car in San Antonio, however you're doing it, we certainly appreciate you. Appreciate you tuning in and sharing part of your Friday with us. I don't know if are most people working today? I don't know if most people are working. I know there's nobody working in this place.
Oh, there's at least two people working.
Well, you and me, and I think Sam was here. I don't know if he's still here or not, but
no, he's gone.
He's gone. So it's a quiet place. I mean, we could have a party in here, Pledge. Man, we could bring some kegs in and hookers, and we could do whatever we want. Yeah.
Renee?
Sure. Renee, if I know Renee, he's not working. Come on. Renee's not working. He's a big shot. That guy, I don't feel like working today. Okay. No problem.
Okay.
Gilbert P. on our YouTube says he works from home. He says he's working. Well, I'm glad you're listening, Gilbert. Thank you for doing that. Appreciate it. But I know a lot of people, like Minix, had this week off. Some people taking next week off.
I would have taken this week off.
You would have? You took the week before off.
Well, I would have taken this one too.
Why didn't you?
Because I can't. Somebody's got to be here to push the buttons.
I know it, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I could have worked from home, I guess.
Probably should have.
I know, right? I can manage the little portable studio.
Then I
at the
wouldn't
house.
have gotten that amazing lasagna and meatballs.
Well, that's true. That's very true.
I'm very happy you're here this week.
Yes. Pledge got some lasagna. Nobody made that, but the meatballs
laced with crack.
Yeah, Maggie made those, handmade, and they were fantastic. The lasagna we got from a restaurant by the house. My whole family came over on Christmas, but it's kind of a tradition for us because we get together on other holidays that, so we share is what I'm saying. It was kind of our turn to provide, so we provided that, and we do Italian, and so that's where Pledge is getting them. So we had a bunch of leftovers. Brought in some lasagna for Pledge today. Today we had chili dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Did you eat your chili dogs?
Got my chili dogs.
Dude, they were good, man. The old Der Wiener Schnitzel.
Oh.
Der Wiener Schnitzel.
Der Wiener Schnitzel.
Der Wiener Schnitzel. Well, I had to get gas, right? So there's what is it you call it, a Q there on Pear and Vital? QT, that's it. Yeah, so I pulled in there, and then as I'm pumping the gas, I look over and I said, I haven't been to Der Wiener Schnitzel in a long time. It's been a while. So I'm going to go over there. And I bet you Pledge probably like a chili dog or two. And, yeah. I didn't know it's not a restaurant. You just walk up to it. I had no clue. Or they have a drive-through, but, and there's about, 6 ladies in this little bitty box of a place walking around doing their thing. But they were very kind. And the chili dog wasn't bad.
More wiener.
Exactly. It's about how many wieners they see a day. Goodness gracious. Lots.
Don't we all wish we could see more wiener?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I mean, there's only one answer to that. Unless you've already got, unless you're gifted and you don't care about seeing more. I'm of the conclusion, Pledge, that that whole bigger is better thing is just it's not true.
We got a good 12 inches here that we can play with.
It's not true. I'm convinced of it. All you ladies will never admit it, but the bigger is better. I'm not sure. Of course, I'll never know. I will never know. So, There's that. Boy, how do we get from Der Wiener Schnitzel to Der Wiener?
It's amazing the jumps this show can take.
I know.
Sometimes.
It's just like rabbit holes that we fall down and do and all that kind of stuff. But it is what it is. We have some fun. It's Friday, man. Come on. It's Friday.
It's a Friday. It's a getaway Friday. It's a holiday week Friday.
Holiday week Friday. Next year's New Year's Eve. You got any plans for New Year's Eve, Pledge?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Got myself a table.
At the Roo? They have a pretty good shindig? I'm sure they do. That's a dumb question.
We've got a great shindig.
I'm sure they do for New Year's Eve. Yeah, yeah.
The shindig also has a great shindig.
Well, I'm sure they do. Yeah. That's why it's called the shindig. Wow, Renee G on our YouTube page is inviting us to his house for a tamale party, Pledge. When is this going to be, Renee? A little tamale party. Nice.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about it, though.
Alexandra there, she misses tamale parties. Miss Becky, where's my invite? Primo. We got a whole family on YouTube here.
Right
I'm
there.
telling you, it's a community. If you haven't been to our YouTube page, you owe it to yourself just to go check it out. Because it is a community. It's a nice little community. We get to know everybody, and we can talk to them. We can insult them. They can insult us.
Scream Dak sucks.
Yeah, right, exactly. And he does. Nice guy, though.
I love you, Dak.
Nice guy. He's a hell of a guy. Good father. Not quite a husband yet.
He's working on it.
He's working on it. They're engaged. And then baby number 2's on the way.
Oh, yeah.
So Dak is a busy guy.
MJ's going to have a little brother or sister.
Well, what are you gonna do? You're injured. You got nothing else to do.
I mean, is that part of the rehab?
Maybe. Depends. Is he doing push-ups?
Well, I mean, it was his hamstring.
I don't know if that helps your hamstring or not.
Strengthening?
Well, he might. Yeah, I don't know. Use your hamstrings? I've never thought about it.
You use your hamstrings, Joe.
All right. I've never thought about that. Goodness gracious. Sex education with James Pledger. Well, we're going to talk a little CeeDee Lamb, but it turned into Der Wiener Schnitzel instead. So we'll do that coming up. Well, after this break, I'm at a. Oh no! Now, see, I got a pop up here from TMZ, but this is sad. Sportscasting legend Greg Gumbel dead at the age of 78 after a cancer battle. Wow, that's sad news. At least it wasn't Luis Mangione. Is that Luigi?
Luigi.
Well, I'm sad to hear that. That's sad. Greg Gumbel passed away at the age of 78 today. We'll talk about CeeDee Lamb and his absence and what that means to the Cowboys for the last 2 football games of the season. We'll talk about that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, I want to tell you about Stevens Roofing, though. I've been talking about Stevens Roofing for a long time. Proud to do so because they're a family-owned company, a local company, and you know as well as I do, you need a reliable roofer because your roof covers everything that you hold dear, especially your family. It protects them. You need Stevens Roofing. You can trust them. They can do any kind of job, whether it's a commercial job or residential. You want a metal roof on your house, Stevens Roofing can do that. They're licensed by the city of San Antonio. That's important, and estimates are always free. All you have to do is give them a call, 210-785-0994. Stevens is also in the solar panel business now. That's right, and you can trust them with your roof. You certainly can trust them with solar panels. Save yourself a little bit of money because solar panels are increasingly affordable. They can save you money on your monthly utility bills. They'll often increase the value of your home, and there are options to keep the lights on when the grid goes down. That's pretty important these days, and some reports that I've seen that could very well happen as we get deeper into the winter season. Stevens has a team of certified experts who will deliver solar solutions that are tailored to your specific needs. So for roofing Or for solar, call the local company that's been trusted for decades. Call Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. Stevens Roofing has your family covered. Give them a call, 210-785-0994.
What's up? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we're dedicated to helping you live life fully, playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit IFFhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back, I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner. So he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto.
Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks VapoStick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors.
Use as directed. VapoStick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
Still kind of bums me out a little bit. I didn't realize Greg Gumbel was 78 years old. I mean, dude never looked that old. Wow.
Had no clue.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, Greg Gumbel has passed away at the age of 78. And he was battling cancer, apparently. I didn't know that either. Maybe I should have known that. But, yeah, he passed away today at the age of 78. Sad news. But 78? That guy, man, he never looked that old. He was always a young-looking guy. This is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. James Pledger producing the show. Jason Minix has the day off today. He'll be back with you on Monday. CeeDee Lamb, we mentioned this yesterday. Stephen Jones told us on the Blitz yesterday that CeeDee Lamb is shut down. He's done for the season, for the last 2 games, not going to play. He's got that shoulder injury, and if they let him continue to play, it could have been worse. As of now, it doesn't need surgery. They believe it will heal on its own. But if he kept playing, that could have made surgery necessary, and they didn't want that. Because this way he should be able to be healed up, be ready for OTAs, and on down the road and get ready for next season. So they decided just to shut him down, and why not? Cowboys have been eliminated from playoff contention, and with just 2 games left. So it was the smart thing to do. Mike McCarthy and Micah Parsons both talking about CeeDee Lamb and the importance. And Mike McCarthy on the morning huddle this morning with the fellas said replacing CeeDee Lamb is going to be tough.
Well, there's only one CeeDee Lamb. I think we recognize that, but it's a great opportunity, starting with Brandon Cooks. Brandon's back healthy, so he'll obviously have some more opportunities. But it's a great opportunity for all these guys, the JTs and Terp, Flo. I mean, all these receivers are really chomping at the bit to have an opportunity this week, and we understand clearly that the way Philadelphia will view this opportunity too. So we're anticipating more one-on-ones and more man coverage in this game, and so this will be a great opportunity for our guys.
Interesting. So and I can see that in the Philadelphia defense, we don't have to double cover Jonathan Mingo or Brandon Cooks or Jalen Tolbert or whoever is out there. One-on-one coverage, stop the run. They're in pretty good shape. At least they think so. Micah Parsons on his podcast, I thought this was interesting the way that he put that. It wasn't on his podcast.
This is media availability.
Media availability. Thank you, Pledge. He said that CeeDee is quarterback proof.
I think for CeeDee was so impressive, and he might be the best player that I've seen with my own eyes. Is that, man, he just loves the game of football. Like, I don't think anyone should ever question how much CeeDee brings to the team or, his factor. He's QB proof. I seen him get 1,000 with Andy Dalton. I seen him get 1,000 with Dak Prescott. I seen him get 1,000 with Cooper Rush. At one point, you give grace to all these other wide receivers and say, oh, they're not producing because they don't got their quarterback. But CeeDee's shown time and time again he can do it with anybody throwing on the block. He can find a way to get open. He's competitive. He's a dog. So, man, like, when it comes to what he's going to fight through, man, I just don't think he's comparable. That's why I think he's the best.
Well, I tell you what, that's high praise from Micah Parsons, and he's absolutely right. What CeeDee Lamb did this year with being the best player on that offensive side of the football and still producing the way that he did, you got to respect that. I mean, you really do. The guy played well. He was obviously the best player on that side. So props to CeeDee Lamb, and hopefully he gets well and everything's good. And Jerry was on 105.3 The Fan this morning, and he was talking a lot about some of the younger guys, Tyler Guyton, Cooper Beebe, Jalen Tolbert, Jonathan Mingo. But there was one thread going through there in both, especially when he talked about Guyton and Beebe. Listen close, and you'll see what I mean.
Well, I probably got a little out over my skis thinking that just plug those guys in. Guyton, I know better than that. And Beebe, they're rookies. And they've had the acclimation period for rookies. But really, they've done well. And when you add a couple of rookies to a 5-man crew, and then all of the nuances of coming from college to the NFL, that can compromise you. And we did. And it has to do with a lot of the mental. It's not just physical, but it's mental. And it has to do with being sure of yourself. And they have paid the price, and we've paid some price to some degree. then we're blocking it up a little differently. And that's good than we did when we started. And that's good stuff, too. And that's just an evolving process that has to do with, frankly, the fact we're playing the younger guys. We're putting a little different fronts out there that we're getting to take advantage of because Rush is so good at pre-snap work. And so we're getting into run situations with a better front to run it than we were early when we had Dak. All of that's encouraging to see how we're doing that and the success we're having with it.
Wow. Is he saying Cooper Rush is better than Dak? That's what I thought I heard Jerry say. Cooper Rush, we're doing things better with him than we are with Dak. Did you catch that? Interesting. But that wasn't the only time he praised his backup quarterback. He did that when he was talking about wide receivers Jalen Tolbert and Jonathan Mingo.
Well, I think this gives him a great Flornay as well. Mingo certainly will get opportunities out there. We're excited about him. We're excited about his future here. So that's what happens. These guys get a chance. I don't mind telling you, I'm really excited about the way Rush is playing. If Rush has really gotten better, it just shows you give somebody a chance to play and stay with them, they will get better in the NFL.
Interesting. Well, what about Trey Lance, Jerry? Couldn't you apply the same thing to him? But he didn't get that opportunity because Cooper Rush played so well. I just find it fascinating that Jerry Jones is complimenting, I say compliment, he's praising Cooper Rush and how he's playing and what he's doing, and rightfully so. I think Cooper Rush has done a good job, and he has proven to be a reliable backup quarterback, a guy that you can count on if your starter goes down. Dak Prescott down again. Cooper Rush comes in and rights the ship and does a pretty good job with a team that, is just quite frankly not very good. I mean, they're not. They've got a ton of injuries, and they're not very good. But Cooper Rush is getting it done. The defense is getting it done. That's for sure. And then Jerry goes off on a tangent. Well, let me say this. It wasn't necessarily Jerry's fault. The guys at 105.3 The Fan kind of brought something up that is near and dear to Jerry's heart.
Hey, Jared, last week you started talking about some squirrel brains that you used to eat when you were growing up. And I remember back in the day, you used to have a Tuesday luncheon, and you served up some food to the media. It was some calf fries, and people didn't know what that was. Can you talk about what instigated that and tell those who don't know what calf fries are what they are?
Well, you and I both know what they are, so you've set me up for this. That's the male organ of the
bull.
They're a little bull until you take those away from them, and then they're a steer.
Yep.
And so that's what you have. They're a staple of, I can remember politicians, people having big calf fry banquets during political times, and grew up around that. And then, of course, there's turkey fries. Same thing. Turkey fries, and that is something that I've hunted 15, 20 people every morning. I've done that for 30-something years, 40 years, really. And one of the staples are turkey fries, and they're really very popular. So
you know what, Jerry? Yeah,
all
Jerry,
that
I was going to
stuff
say.
is pretty good, but what that is that separates when you separate all that, you don't have a gobbler anymore. You don't have a bull. You got a steer.
Yep. I just remember you didn't tell anybody what it was till they got through eating them.
Well, hey, this. Too much information has ruined a lot of good things in life.
Ain't that the truth, Jerry? Damn sure is. What do you call a gobbler that doesn't have its fries?
Gobbler's knob.
Well, apparently still got that. He just doesn't have the fries. Interesting that's funny, because if you'll remember, and you probably heard this story, and you heard it right here on 94.1, Jerry ate squirrel brains as a kid. I mean, keep in mind the guy's from Arkansas, so I'm assuming that's a delicacy in Arkansas. Oh, we've heard football players eating raccoon. Well, it fits. Certainly fits, that's for sure. Turkey fries. Look, I've had turkey fries, but I'm with the guy on 105.3. I mean, it's like I didn't know what I was eating. I had no clue what it was. And I'll be honest with you, it's been a long time, and I haven't had any since, but I don't remember it being horrible until they told me what the hell it was, and all of a sudden it got a horrible taste in my mouth, and that's the way that it was. I've never had calf fries, though, so I don't know if there'd be any difference or not. A gobbler with no balls. Bevo's not being allowed in Atlanta at the Peach Bowl. Is it because that he's a steer and he has no huevos?
Shouldn't that help?
I don't know. I don't know how they are in Atlanta. I think that's kind of cruel. A guy gets his cut off and then you don't allow him to go places. That just doesn't seem fair. It seems like discrimination to me. Have you ever had turkey fries, Pledge, or calf fries?
Nope.
We need to try them.
No Rocky Mountain oysters, no none of that.
Well, I've never had that either. The only thing I've had is turkey fries. But I mean, again, I'll try just about anything as long as it's I don't know what the hell it is. Even if you don't know what it is, you have to ask, right? Is that what you're telling me?
Usually.
Yeah, I got to ask what it is.
I gotta know I gotta know what I'm ingesting.
Well, I'll bring in some calf fries or turkey fries, and we'll call them gizzards. That could be something. And then you try one because you like gizzards.
I don't hate gizzards.
Oh, my gosh. The name gizzards just sounds disgusting. It really, truly does. Disgusting. Well, Jerry's Jerry, and I love the Jerry-isms that he puts down and throws out. But he was set up. I don't think he liked that question right at first. He kind of said, you set me up for this. But he went with it, and that's awesome. Juan Garcia says he used to sell calf fries at Niosa in the frontier areas, probably still do. Well, anything fried is usually pretty decent. But if there's a big sign there that says calf fries, are you walking up to that booth? No, you're not. So the question is, Juan, do you like calf fries? Do you eat them? Because I've never had any. And hopefully never will. Although I don't know. I mean, tripas and I've had stuff, right? That
we've all had stuff.
Yeah. You ever had tripas?
I've never had tripas.
Tripas, the guy that cooked them for me, they weren't very good.
Yeah, you didn't give a ringing endorsement of me ever wanting to try them.
No, so that was a problem. He didn't cook them right, and they got to be cooked right. I mean, I see some of us on our YouTube channel. Fred Villarreal says tripas got to be nice and crispy. I think these were, but they were kind of burned. I don't know if you like them burned or not. They were crispy, but they didn't have a good flavor to them. So I don't know. Juan says they're always good, always a line. At Niosa. No, explain that to somebody, right? You're walking away, you got your calf fries and a beer and see a buddy and say, hey, what's going on? I haven't seen you in a while. Oh, man, that looks good. What is it? You got to explain.
You got to explain.
Well, they're calf fries. Well, what are calf fries? Well, the calf becomes a steer because they cut off his balls. Wow.
I mean, you're the same way. There are things that you're like, I'd rather not.
Poor. Wow. Well, it's interesting when you throw out topics like this, Pledge, that you see what people in San Antonio, and we've got a representation here of all the folks in San Antonio, what they like, what they eat, and all that kind of stuff. So Juan likes calf fries. We've got other people that love tripas, as long as they're cooked a certain way. Gizzards is another thing. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. So Gizzards. Those are awful, man. Now, do you eat the liver too?
No.
Have you ever tried it?
I've had liver before, yes.
Well, I'm talking about the chicken liver.
No.
My dad, that's all he would get. We'd go to a fried chicken place, and he would order gizzards and liver.
That sounds...
Fried gizzards, fried livers.
The worst dinner ever.
And I never tried them. I never tried the livers. Fred Villarreal. There's a line at the Gizzards booth. Oh, he says, was there a line at the Gizzards booth? Well, I'll tell you what, Fred. Where was that place we went to, Pledge? We got those gizzards because I had to try one.
Bush's Chicken.
Bush's Chicken. And they had the big family order up there, so they won't have that up there if they're not selling that stuff, right? I mean, it's just kind of a fact of life. Renee says, what the heck is a tripa? It's a cow intestine. It's a cow intestine. Am I right about that, y'all? It's a cow intestine. It's exactly what it is.
Just got a phone call, said you need to try your tripas or gizzards with the way you do your chicken fried steak.
Oh, with gravy and ketchup?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe. No, I'm not doing that. Wow. See, this Juan Garcia, man, he's an exotic eater. Bush's chicken fried gizzards and livers are good, dipped in gravy. Juan, you put a little ketchup in that gravy, stir it around. It kind of turns a pinkish color.
Who doesn't love that?
Who doesn't love that? Are you kidding me? Kingsley says, try the gizzards at Church's with a jalapeno. Now, see, all transparency, I got to have a jalapeno when I'm eating fried chicken.
Really?
I love fried chicken. But, yeah, well, I don't have to have it, but I enjoy that, yeah. It's delicious.
Okay. The only time I'm ever used to seeing a jalapeno on a chicken is chicken on a stick at the Nyoso or Fiesta.
I like a jalapeno on a lot of things, or with a lot of things. Like good barbecue, jalapeno. I go to anywhere in town. You got to have a good one. So everybody's in agreement, though, that tripas have to be crispy. And then Mark Galvez says they got to have salsa. And then we can debate that too, Mark. I mean, the salsa has to be a certain kind as well. You can't, not every salsa is good. It's got to be a good one. Some are good, some aren't. It's all right. But, man, I'm getting hungry now. I got to be honest with you. With all this food talk, I'd even have a gizzard at the moment. I'm not that hungry.
You are so hungry that you would actually willingly have a gizzard.
I'm not that hungry yet. Give me an hour, and I might be. Who knows? Yeah, great combination is jalapenos with fried chicken, Fred. We think alike, my friend. It is outstanding. Hey, you are listening to the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We're having a good time today. You guys want to join in? Feel free, like our community here on our YouTube page. We love hearing from you guys. If you haven't been to the YouTube page, just look it up, San Antonio Sports Star, and join the community of folks. You can chime in there. Be sure and subscribe and like our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. You can all go call us right here. Pledge will answer the phone. He'll take your phone call, 656-3776, 656-ESPN. You can also tweet at me, at Joe Reinagle 210. We got a lot to get into, including John Machota, who's going to join us at about 5:15, about 20 minutes from right now. He'll give us the latest on what he's hearing from the Cowboys. We'll talk a little Spurs and Nets. They have a ball game tonight. And Prime Picks coming up a little bit later, Pledge. And I think Minnick's cheated. Do you have last week's picks? There's no way that dude went 9-1.
I ended up, like, over the weekend, like, as soon as we got in, or as soon as Sunday finished, I went and checked. Went 9-1.
9-1. Jeez.
Pulled away from me.
Well, I'm pulling up the rear, but it's early. It's a big weekend, my friend. A big weekend. So we're going to do all of that.
So you're going to start swinging big. Boise State and...
I know. I don't have a choice, though, right? You got to take some chances. There's no question about it. Speaking of the Spurs, a lot happened today. Rumors about De'Aaron Fox out of Sacramento, and then Mike Brown got fired. Let's dive into that. We'll do that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're riding with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Friday night, December 27th at 9:30. The Aggies head to Sin City to take on the USC Trojans in the Las Vegas Bowl. Presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game coverage begins at 8:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back. I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Make your holidays bigger and brighter with Prize Picks, the best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport. Pick more or less on their projection, and you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, is available to play in more than 40-plus states, including California and Texas. Join now because this holiday season, Prize Picks is giving away 2 free picks in December, and they're giving away $30+ million in rewards during Picksmas. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code ALAMO and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code ALAMO on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
My name is Luke Bryan. Country music is my life, and I want to share it with y'all.
It's All Country is now streaming on Hulu.
And with the help of Luke Combs, Kane Brown, Lady A, Winona Judd, Sheryl Crow, and Mickey Guyton, we're going to explore everything country.
You couldn't ask for anything more than that.
When everybody brings their story, it really becomes something special. That is the beautiful side of country music.
In the end, it's all country.
It's All Country. All episodes now streaming on Hulu.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-230-2777. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-230-2777, 800-230-2777, or biglou.com.
Are you facing divorce, a child custody battle, or a complex family dispute? AJ here for the Hicks Law Firm. Attorney John Hicks brings unique experience to the table. As a veteran and first responder, he knows the challenges, he knows the pressure, and he knows how to fight for what's yours. The Hicks Law Firm offers flat-free representation from beginning to end and payment plans so you can get representation now. Visit jhickslawfirm.com for a free consultation. That's jhickslawfirm.com, a local law firm with the national resources you need to win.
It's time to huddle up and listen close. For 2024, we pay tribute to a true game changer in the world of snacks, the unrivaled, the unbeatable, the pork rind. Yes, it's crunch time, and we're not just talking about the last few nail-biting minutes of the game. We're talking about a snack so audaciously crunchy, it puts those pretentious chips and pretzels to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at H-E-B.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Some sad news today. Legendary sportscaster and play-by-play man Greg Gumbel has passed away after a battle with cancer. He was 78 years old. Well, the Cleveland Browns and quarterback Deshaun Watson have agreed to terms on contract restructure, easing the salary cap burden for years to come. Sacramento Kings have fired their head coach Mike Brown, and the Spurs back at it tonight in Brooklyn.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio.
It's weekend time. If you didn't have to work today, I don't like you very much. It's all right. It's all right. We're happy to be here, Pledge and I. I think we're the only two people in the building, Pledge. I don't think there's anybody else in this building here at the Radio Ranch on Eisenhower Road, but Pledge and I. And we're making it through.
I was told, it was mandatory work week.
Mandatory. Is that what you were told? Yeah. And we've got some great bowl games on today. We had Navy knocks off Oklahoma, and I will give Oklahoma some credit. They scored a touchdown and went for 2. Didn't make it, so Navy pulls away with the win. Right now, Pledge and I, he's got it on the in the producer's room in there, control room. Georgia Tech and Vanderbilt, and the Commodores just picked off a pass, and they've got a 21-14 lead. I think, or 21-13 lead. With 44 seconds left in the third quarter. So some good bowl action going on there. You heard me address the sad news, my goodness, of Greg Gumbel passing away at the age of 78. First of all, that dude, I would have never guessed he was 78 years old. I mean, the guy was just and one of the best in the business, without a doubt. And so sad news today, but his family released a statement saying that he died with family surrounding him and peacefully. So he fought cancer for a little while, and it finally got the best of him. So rest in peace, Greg Gumbel. That's for sure. I say the good news. That's not the right term. The thing about that is, all weekend long we're gonna get to relive some of the best Greg Gumbel moments. CBS is going to have a tribute to Greg Gumbel, and so that will be a lot of fun and enjoyable to watch. Some of the best from Greg Gumbel. So prayers to the Gumbel family, that is for sure. We started the day, Pledge and I, with some news and some rumors about the Spurs being interested in a trade, perhaps, if he was made available, for De'Aaron Fox, the point guard out of Sacramento. And we got that. There were numerous reports, and then we hear some sound from Tim McMahon on the Hoops Collective podcast, just kind of flaming the fire.
Like the tea leaves are reading that Fox is going to ask out. I mean, come on, like it's pretty clearly reading that way.
I don't think that's necessarily true.
I don't know, man. When you're doing podcasts with Draymond and kind of setting the foundation, and then
look, you just said it. The guy's averaging 27 points a game, and we have a lot of guys who are not going to be eligible for All-NBA. If the guy makes All-NBA, he's offered the Supermax, he's not going anywhere.
I don't think he'll be All-NBA. If he is, then that obviously changes the equation there. If he does ask out, I certainly, San Antonio and Houston, keep an eye on those two. I've heard Lakers. It's hard for me to tell how much of that is just people jumping to conclusions because he's a Clutch client. And then I've heard Miami with, the Bam connection there. I don't know. And who knows what other suitors or which one of those teams will actually be suitors if it comes to that. But I think Fox is a hell of a player. I think he'd be, if you put him in Houston or San Antonio, I think that'd be pretty scary.
Well, it would be a lot of fun for either the fans in Houston or San Antonio. And then last night, we had a press conference after Sacramento blew a game by giving up a 4-point play. De'Aaron Fox fouled the three-point shooter. He made the shot and the free throw. Kings lose to the Detroit Pistons. And, Mike Brown wasn't happy about that, and he called out De'Aaron Fox. Now, Fox was asked to respond to that or what he would have done. So the reporter in Sacramento put together a little compilation of both Brown and Fox.
If you're up 3, you got to guard your man at the 3-point line. And there should be no closeout opportunity. We told our guys, can't give up a 3. Can't give up a 3. Can't give up a 3. And we close out and we foul with 3 seconds to go. And to relax like that at that point in the game was tough.
De'Aaron, what did you see on the final play with the corner 3 from Jaden Ivey there?
It doesn't really matter. It's not going to make anybody feel better, so.
Well, it might, De'Aaron. It might if you just said, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have fouled the guy. But you did. And then today, about 3 o'clock-ish, 4 o'clock, something, not too long ago.
3:36.
3:36. Shams Charania sends out the tweet saying the Sacramento Kings have parted ways with Mike Brown, which is a nice way of saying you're fired.
It doesn't really matter. It's not going to make anybody feel better, so.
Well, I don't know. Do you feel better now, De'Aaron? And does that squash any trade rumors? Now, look, Sacramento's not doing well. They've lost 12 of their last 17 ball games. They hadn't been playing well. And this was a season of high hopes for them. I mean, they had some expectations. They were said to be one of the best in the West, and they have not been playing well. And it's funny about Mike Brown. Loved the guy. Loved it when he was here in San Antonio. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet in your entire life. Loved him. And I do feel bad for Mike Brown. But there's something about him, and you look at his career path, whether it's the Lakers, Cleveland, now Sacramento. He starts out hot and then kind of fades off a little bit for whatever reason. Don't know, but what it is about Coach Brown, but that seems to be the trend in his career. So he's fired today, out. Don't know if that changes anything when it comes to De'Aaron Fox. But we were talking about this earlier, and when we talked about the reports of a possible interest in a trade for De'Aaron Fox. I mean, the guy is 27 years old. He's a point guard. Spurs are going to be looking for a point guard of the future. And I know Spurs fans out there are thinking that automatically belongs to Stephon Castle. I'm not sure that it does. Not right away. The guy's still very, very young. But if the Spurs are interested in a guy like Fox, if that report is true, then obviously they think that they need to do something. And if you got an opportunity to get a guy like that who can flat out play, then you kick the tires on that and see what they want. So interesting reports. And then the whole press conference last night because Mike Brown was, I mean, for lack of a better, he was pissed off. He was not happy with De'Aaron Fox last night. So you got to wonder if that press conference by Mike Brown and calling De'Aaron Fox out publicly, not once but twice during that presser, and then Fox's answer when he was asked about it was very plain and simple.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's not going to make anybody feel better, so.
There you go. So Mike Brown's comments were a little longer than that. And he calls Fox out by name twice. So I just wonder if that had something to do with his firing. If it did have something to do with his firing, then you got to believe that Sacramento wants to keep Fox in tow, in-house. So all of those things we're going to have to pay attention to in the coming days and see where that goes. But interesting comments as we're planning to do this story about the rumors, and then we have the Mike Brown audio, and then bam, he's fired.
Or, you could just wait until this offseason and re-engage in Laurie Markkinen talks.
Well, you could do that. You could do that. Sure. I'd love it. They do need a point guard, though. And I'm not saying Castle's not the guy, but if you can get a guy like Fox or somebody like him,
it'd be great.
I don't think it'd be a bad thing at all. So I'm just glad to hear that the Spurs are showed up to the party. That's what I'm happy about. Improve this team. Improve this team. That I'm ready. Let's go. Because I've been saying this, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. And I know Spurs fans hate to hear it and don't want to hear it, and they probably think I'm just flat out nuts. But if we don't put a winning team around Victor Wembanyama and get him some help, he will leave, folks. He will leave because he will get offers to leave. And he's a nice guy. We love him, but he wants to win. That's all he's used to. He wants to win. So let's help him do that.
Wembanyama!
And you got to put some players around him that are going to help him do that. He can't score 42 and grab 18 rebounds and you lose. You got to have some help there. So let's do it. Whether it's via trade, well, it's going to have to be via trade. Let's face it. We got a closet full of draft picks. That's fine. But you want to draft and develop and hope that works? Let's go. It's time to do something drastic. That's what I want to do. Wonder what John Machota, the Athletic, feels about that. I don't know if he follows the Spurs much, but I know he follows the Cowboys, so we got a lot to talk to John about. And it's a good thing because he's going to join us next right here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's showtime. Let's do it. It's fun time. Here we go.
South Texas home of the 12-team college football playoff. It's 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. All of the matchups are brought to you by Ewald Kubota, the Break Room Bar, and Smoky Mo's Barbecue. Hear every game on South Texas' first and only FM sports station. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
GiveMeTheVin.com salutes science. English biologist Charles Darwin set sail on the HMS Beagle on this day in 1831, beginning the voyage on which he would formulate his theory of evolution. You can't deny the process of selling your car has also evolved, and GiveMeTheVin.com is a big part of the reason. We make it easy, paying the market's top dollar with a lightning-fast process that's AAA+ rated by the BBB. Find out why we say Give Me The VIN is America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Come to the South Texas RV Super Sale, January 2nd through the 5th. Our dealers are loaded with RVs, and they're making deals. Class A, B, and C motorhomes, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and travel trailers. For info and advance tickets, go to SouthTexasRVSupersale.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Light up your outdoor party with Mr. W Fireworks.
We always have the lowest prices around. That's right.
Our prices are always more than 50% lower than the other guys.
And we never charge any hidden fees.
Look for the big W on our sign and find us online at MrWFireworks.com. When you shop at Mr. W, you can be sure you are getting the lowest prices on fireworks around.
And the biggest selection. Don't overpay for your fireworks ever again.
From our family to yours.
Happy New Year!
Do you have a special needs child or an older adult in your home? The risk of them leaving the house unnoticed is real and terrifying. But you can protect your loved ones with Vivint Home Security.
Alarm on.
Our child has autism. He doesn't usually elope, but one day he did, and it was the most terrifying moment of our lives.
If I didn't have a home security system, I would have realized way too late he's gone.
Right now, Vivint is offering a free doorbell camera with any new plan, plus free installation and low monthly monitoring plans. Smart locks, lights, cameras, and more make Vivint Home Security the smartest way to protect your family and prevent a tragedy. Vivint is the #1 smart home service provider in the U.S. Protection is just a phone call away. Call 800-953-6693. That's 800-953-6693. Monthly service agreement required for free installation.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. I think everyone knows that driving while using a cell phone, texting, posting videos is dangerous. Study after study shows that use of a cell phone like this is the same or worse than driving under the influence. Yet, many people insist on using their cell phones while driving. I've had many cases where my client was injured by one of these people because they chose to use their cell phone. Who are these people? You and I have both seen them, probably today. Men, women, old, young, minivan drivers, truck drivers, 18-wheeler drivers. I know this. The same person that chooses to use their cell phone while driving is the same person who will lie about it later just to avoid taking responsibility. If you choose to use a cell phone while driving and hurt someone, you'd better hope they don't call me. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, call me. Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fights. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
This is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix with the day off. James Pledger producing the show. And fortunately for us, we have John Machota from The Athletic joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. John, lots to talk about always with the Dallas Cowboys, even when they're out of playoff competition and all of that kind of stuff. And I want to start with Mike McCarthy, because we heard reports this week that he might be a hot commodity on the open market from some other teams in the NFL. Are you hearing the same thing?
So I can't say that I'm hearing that, but I'll just put it to you this way. I don't really buy that necessarily. I mean, I guess that is a possibility. But when you say that, the first thing that comes to mind for me is the Cowboys, are always in the news. There's always talk about the Cowboys, and we knew that it was in a good spot where Mike was at after the way they lost to Green Bay. And we're almost a full 365 days removed from that. Certainly nothing that's happened this season would make you think, okay, well, they're definitely going to go in this direction with Mike continuing to being their head coach. But yet you haven't heard a single peep about any other possible candidate for the Dallas Cowboys. So to me, like that non-noise there speaks loudly to that it's a good chance that Mike comes back, that the Cowboys really don't have somebody else that they're looking at, and that they just don't want to say it right now, but that's probably the path that they're going down. But believe me, I will say this, if there's some other team that came in and swooped Mike away, that would be the most surprising thing. That would be far more surprising than Mike staying as the head coach. I guess it's the NFL, and it's crazy, and anything could happen. I'll believe that when I see it.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it would be. I asked Stephen Jones about that yesterday, John, and he said, well, Jerry and I knew what we're getting into, but not extending him, and we'll get into that after the season. So obviously he's not going to say anything or give us tip his hand in any way, but he basically didn't seem too concerned about it either, which leads me to believe maybe they have talked already and everything's already done.
Yeah, with everything that Mike has built here and the program that he has in place and the assistant coaches and the staff and all that, I believe if they want him back and they want the staff back, that Mike would prefer to be here. But I don't know who that other team would be that he would say, okay, there's just too much here in Dallas. I'm ready for something new. I mean, I just look at the landscape of, is he doing that for the New Orleans Saints? Like, if he doesn't have a job and New Orleans Saints call, by all means, yeah, you want to have a job. But you taking that Saints job over staying with the Cowboys? I mean, maybe somebody would. I certainly wouldn't. But hey, I don't know. I mean, he's coached on their staff before. It's just one of those things where, as of right now, I would say that the most likely thing is that Mike remains that coach of the Cowboys.
Isn't that crazy too, John? Because just, I don't know, 6-7 weeks ago, I think all of us would have thought this completely different with the way the season was going, the injury problems, the losses, and then Mike has turned this thing around. You might say, I mean, I know 3 12-win seasons, but this could be one of his best coaching jobs ever.
Yeah, I mean, he deserves credit for that, no question about it. I just think that you go back to when he was hired, I think the big thing was that it was the playoff success is what they were looking for, and that obviously hasn't happened this year. And there's only been one playoff win over the last 5 years. So I think that would be the thing that you'd point to and go, I'm surprised that they would continue going down this path. But then you just look at the landscape of the league, and there's just not a lot of obvious head coaching candidates out there. And I don't think there's any better example than the fact that Bill Belichick is coaching at the University of North Carolina right now. I mean, that to me is more stunning than anything.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. We're visiting with John Machota, covers the Dallas Cowboys for The Athletic. CeeDee Lamb, they've shut him down, and obviously I think everybody agrees it was the right thing to do. Steven did mention, though, yesterday that CeeDee kind of fought that, didn't really want to, but I guess was convinced or came to his senses or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I think it's just over these last few weeks there's been this gaining thought amongst fans that, like, the team forces players out there, even when they're hurt, forces them back too soon from injuries. It blows my mind. I guess we live in a time of conspiracy theories, so everything works. But no, when players are out there, it's because that they believe that they can play through what's there. They're given all of the information. It's not like they just get information from the team. They also have their own doctors. That's why you'll see guys get second, third, fourth, fifth opinion sometimes and stuff like that. So this idea that well, no, the team just makes you go out there. Like, I don't know, maybe there was a day when that happened. Maybe Tom Landry or somebody had guys go out there when they were hurt. I don't know. I never covered those teams. I didn't cover the NFL back then. But today, I mean, there's just plenty of examples on the Cowboys team alone if people think that's how it is. Like Deron Bland, I mean, there was a thought he'd be back, 5-6 weeks, and it kept going a little bit long because he didn't feel comfortable on it. So he doesn't feel comfortable. They're not just forcing him out there. DeMarcus Lawrence, there was thought that after he injured his foot that he might be back in a month, and he still isn't back, and it looks like he won't be back for the rest of the season. So did anybody force him out there? No, he doesn't feel comfortable on the foot, so he doesn't play. And so CeeDee was going out there because he was being told that this isn't something that can get probably significantly worse. Let's keep in mind he wasn't wearing any type of a harness that would limit his range of motion. That would be the next thing you'd think of if you had some type of a shoulder injury that was very severe. You see that with players. They put the shoulder harness on. He never got to that point. But you could see in that game last week that he took a couple big falls in that, and he was in as much pain or more than he has been. So this week he has scans. He has further evaluations done on the shoulder, and he is told, hey, it's at a point right now where if you play on it, it could get a lot worse. And if it gets worse, that means surgery. And so that means taking up your whole off season, and then maybe that runs into training camp and all that. There's nothing left to play for this season. It's better that you just rest it. You get the rehab, it recovers, and then there's no need for surgery, and you're good to go. And so I think that this is a smart decision all around. But, yeah, the idea that the team would force players out that aren't healthy, it blows my mind.
John Machota with The Athletic covers the Dallas Cowboys. John, I was intrigued today with Jerry's comments on 105.3 The Fan. When he's talking about the players, he praised the play of Cooper Rush quite a bit. And I'm taking that as I think Cooper Rush might very well be back next year, backing up Dak Prescott again. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, as long as that there is no better offers financially out there for Cooper Rush to, be a backup elsewhere, I certainly think that lines up. I think he likes being down here. He likes being the backup to Dak. I feel like the more he's played, the better he's looked, and the more confident that they are in him as a backup. And I think that's what he is. And so I do believe that will be their goal, is to go into next season with Dak as the starter and Cooper Rush again as the backup. And from what we've seen this season, I don't think that's a bad plan at all. Dak will be coming off the hamstring injury, which obviously needed surgery, so that was significant. So, obviously his health will be a question throughout the season. So you need somebody that you can count on as a backup quarterback, just in case there is some type of a issue that he has. So, yeah, I certainly think the Cowboys want him back. I think Cooper would like to be back. I think the only way that would change is if you had just had some team out of nowhere, kind of like the first question about Mike McCarthy, that we're not expecting, that offers him, a decent amount of money more. And if somebody was to offer him a decent amount of money more, I think it would be because they're like, well, yeah, but we're also going to let you get a chance to potentially start games. Like, you got a better chance of starting here because the quarterback in front of you isn't a $60 million franchise quarterback. Maybe that would open up some interest. But, I mean, let's not forget he did go to the Giants when Jason Garrett took the OC job there, and things didn't work out there, and then he came right back to the Cowboys. So I think ultimately, as long as the Cowboys are competitive with their offer, I would expect Cooper Rush to be their backup next season.
Yeah, I think that's a smart thing to do, and I think you hit the nail on the head with Dak's injuries. It's a concern, and I talked about Dak or DeMarvion Overshown, Trayvon Diggs. Some of these injuries pretty severe. Is there any worry around there that these guys won't come back in the same shape that they were before?
Nothing that I've heard so far. I mean, from what I've heard on the Overshown surgery, it seems like they got even better news after the surgery than they had going into it. So I still don't think that that's one of those that, he might not be ready for the start of the season, but I do think their expectation is he plays at some point next season, where that was kind of a question mark initially when that injury happened that night. And then with Diggs, I don't think that they know until they get through his rehab process, but, their target on it was going to be that he would be ready, right at the beginning of the season. So the way I took it would be one of those where he doesn't really do much in training camp. It's mostly stuff working off to the side, ramping back up, maybe at the very end of camp doing some individual stuff. And if they think he's where he needs to be when the season starts and he feels comfortable, then maybe he's back out there at the beginning of the season. Or it could be one of those things where, like, no, we just need a little bit more time here. Maybe he starts the season on IR and misses, like, the first, 4 games or something like that. But I don't think that either of them are looked at as, that they're going to miss all of next season. And there's a chance that Diggs could even be ready for week 1. I mean, it all depends on how the rehab goes.
Well, I tell you what, the Cowboys have certainly been decimated by injury this year. And I know that everybody goes through that. I get it. But, man, it just seems like the injury bug was all over the place with the Dallas Cowboys this year.
It really was, especially because, it's not just the number of injuries, because sometimes you can just count that and you can compare it to other teams and that, but it's just the importance of the key players that suffered injuries. I mean, obviously Micah Parsons comes back, but I mean, he missed 4 games in a part of the schedule where they really needed to win a couple more, and they went 1-3 in that stretch. And now you just get to a spot where, if you just look at what they have going into this Sunday at Philadelphia compared to what they had week 1 going into Cleveland, you have no CeeDee Lamb, no Dak Prescott, no Zach Martin, no DeMarcus Lawrence, no Trayvon Diggs, no DeMarvion Overshown. I mean, I think if you did a list of the Cowboys' 10 most important players, I think all 6 of those guys are on it. And so that's quite a bit to lose. It's one thing if you're going through a bunch of injuries and you're losing a couple of starters, but it's mostly like backups and it's, not your stars. I think you can navigate those waters a little bit better. But when it's your key guys, like it's been for the Cowboys this year, yeah, it's tough. It's tough to think that they were going to have that much better of a season than what they did with everything, factored in.
Yeah, John Machota with The Athletic covers the Dallas Cowboys. John, we get to see Kenny Pickett under center for Philadelphia, so that could be interesting. Maybe, and I know the Cowboys would like nothing more than to go up there and beat the Eagles.
I think for this, for me, I look at the way the Cowboys have played these last 4 or 5 games. One of the biggest stats that you look at that has been the difference is really how much better they are at taking the ball away, and they've been pretty good at taking care of the ball. That I think decides this game. There's a good chance of rain in Philadelphia on Sunday, and so this could be one of those games where when you don't have CeeDee Lamb, maybe Cooper Rush, has got to make some tough throws to some guys that they're not seeing as great of coverage or as advantageous of coverage as they would be as if you have 88 out there commanding double teams and sometimes triple teams. Now it's, this is a good Philadelphia defense. And so I think ultimately that's where the Cowboys come up short. I think that they probably turn it over 2 or 3 times. I think that ends up being the difference.
John, we appreciate it, man. Have fun in Philadelphia, and Happy New Year to you.
Will do, and same to you guys.
All right, appreciate it. John Machota with The Athletic. You can follow John on Twitter at John Machota. It's Jon, by the way. So follow John there. He's a good follow on Twitter. And, of course, John and all of our guests appear via the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com. We're going to take a break. When we come back, the Spurs in action tonight. They'll take on the Brooklyn Nets. Spurs trying to snap that 2-game losing skid that they've had on this road trip. Can they do it against the Nets? They ought to be able to. I would hope so. Let's hope so. We'll talk about that. Plus, we'll do a little prime picks. That's coming up when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, the return of Rob Thompson. How'd the Cowboys do this weekend, and how'd the Alamo Bowl turn out? All that and more, and previewing this week's playoff games. Party starts at 6. Don't be late.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-517-9383. That's 800-517-9383. 800-517-9383.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text POWER to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful Fed incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text POWER to 321-321. That's POWER to 321-321.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hi, I'm Manny Jr. from Rock's Discount Vitamins. If you're looking to build muscle, strength, and boost athletic performance, check out our huge selection of anabolic pro-hormones. These powerful supplements provide your body with essential nutrients for muscle growth, faster recovery, fat loss, and even improved bone health and libido. Visit one of our 12 San Antonio locations or go online at rocksdiscountvitamins.com to learn more. That's rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for your continued support. rocksdiscountvitamins.com.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing victims of negligent drivers. When it comes to insurance companies, I hate to state the obvious, but as consumers of insurance products, we as Texans have never had fewer rights than we do right now. Over the past 20 years, our rights as Texas insurance consumers have diminished every year. The insurance lobbyist over that 20 years has been very, very successful. The result? If you're on your own, you have no chance of a fair recovery without an experienced attorney. I was licensed to practice in 1994. Over the past 32 years, I have seen the insurance company's playbook develop. Delay, deny, depose. It's not just crime scene evidence. It's a very real approach most every insurance company takes in responding to the claims of traffic accident victims. Hire someone who knows the game. Hire somebody who wins. Hire me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or my website, alawyerforus.com.
This Sunday, join me, James Pledger, out at the Twin Peaks at Live Oak as we get ready for Cowboys and Eagles. They'll be giving away an epic Cowboys jersey just for catching game days at Twin Peaks. Plus, we've got your chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to the Navy All-American Bowl on January 11th in the Alamo Dome. So come hang out with us this Sunday, starting at 11 in the morning. Get there early, grab a seat, win some great prizes, and have yourself a frosty 29-degree beer while you wait. That's this Sunday at Twin Peaks Live Oak, just off I-35 and 1604.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com. This is Game Night San Antonio on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Marcel, step back, 3. Oh!
Every game night, the Blitz with Jason and Joe get you inside and ready for tonight's game.
Johnson! Oh, my goodness!
Players, coaches, insiders. This is Game Night San Antonio.
Wembanyama!
And the pregame starts right now.
Victor Wembanyama, the star of the show on Christmas Day, 42 points, Spurs fall a little bit short, though, to the New York Knicks. They'll have an opportunity to right the ship tonight in Brooklyn against the Nets, a Nets team that is struggling. Both teams come in losers of 2 in a row, so both teams riding a 2-game losing skid. But the Spurs favored by 7.5 tonight. The over and under is 213. Spurs should win this game. I mean, I don't see any reason why they don't. They should win it. They're a better team overall, and they should get this one done. The Nets have a bunch of injuries. They really do. Some guys that are out, some guys that are questionable. Game time decisions. Spurs, everybody's healthy. So Spurs ought to be able to take this game. They really should be. And it's a game that they should be able to follow up. I know that was a disappointing loss on Christmas Day. And the good news for the Spurs, they didn't have to travel anywhere. Maybe they changed hotels. I don't know. But you were in New York one day at Madison Square Garden, and then you're in Brooklyn. So
the Barclays Center.
The Barclays Center, which is a beautiful place, by the way.
I've heard.
Gorgeous arena. It really is a pretty one. But again, I'm going to be shocked and disappointed, quite frankly, if the Spurs don't pull out a dub here. They got to beat these guys.
I mean, they've fallen to 11th in the Western Conference and are now sitting at 500 at 15-15. So this is a team that needs to beat the teams that they're supposed to beat.
That's exactly right.
If they have any visions of being a part of the postseason in any way, shape, or form, whether that's the play-in or better.
Well, the good news for the Spurs, 15-15, I'll be honest with you, I'm thrilled at that record right now. I'm very happy with that. I think through 30 games, you're 500 with this ball club and still learning. Obviously, Chris Paul has made a difference.
They're over halfway to their win total of all last season.
That's what I'm saying. So they're only 7 games away, right?
Exactly.
I mean, 22 wins last year. So they'll obviously eclipse that. The Western Conference is bunched up. And so that's going to help the Spurs. I don't think there's any question. Nobody's pulling away from anybody, really, in the Western Conference when you look at it. And now with the Dallas Mavericks losing Luka Doncic for at least a month, that's going to hurt them. They could drop off. Yeah, it's extremely huge. They're the number 4 seed as we sit right now. You mentioned the Spurs, the 11th seed, but they're only a half game behind Golden State for the 10th seed and only 2 games behind the Lakers for the 6th seed. So there's not much there, and I'm happy they're feasting on the East. They're out East. The East just blows. I mean, it's not a good conference. It's a couple of good teams, but other than that, they're not very good. Winnable game tonight, and again, I'll be disappointed and very surprised if the Spurs lose this basketball game.
That's the true mark of the progress of this team, is beating the teams you should beat.
Absolutely. And you got to do that. You got to go in, shake off what happened on Christmas Day, because I know they were disappointed with that game.
Sure,
they were.
but
You could tell.
The Knicks are one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference.
They are. They're 20-10. They're the 3rd seed as we sit right now.
And as Vic said, they didn't beat us.
We beat ourselves. Absolutely. We didn't play well enough, or whatever it was he said.
They weren't dogs.
Yeah.
In clutch time.
That's it. And Victor was one of those guys. Did I mention he missed 10 3-pointers?
You did.
I mentioned that, didn't
that's 37%.
Yeah.
It's pretty good from behind the arc.
Well, it's not bad, I guess. 6 of 16?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 37%?
Mm-hmm. 37 and a half, something like that.
Yeah, but if he just makes one of those, they win.
He's over 40%.
Right. One of those, pledge, goes to overtime. See, that's the logic I hate. And I'm doing that sarcastically. Because and one guy, well, if Devin Vassell or Jeremy Sohan would have just, made a couple more shots, they win. Well,
if anybody would have made a couple more shots,
that's what I'm saying.
Won.
So that's why I sent that tweet out. And of course, I get hammered at it.
But it's
okay.
6 of 16's not a bad shooting percentage from behind the arc.
I wish, and this is my wish, and I know I've got to adjust to this because it's not going to happen, that Victor would take maybe, 10, 12 threes. I'd be okay with that.
Sure. But he did have 42 points. It's not like he had a bad game.
No, he didn't. He didn't have a bad game, and I never said that. I just said that, you can't just say it comes down to a couple of missed baskets by Devin Vassell and Jeremy Sohan. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Comes down to a missed basket by Zach Collins or Charles Bassey or
That's
Malachi
it.
Branham or whoever you want to pick.
Well, and the Spurs have to execute down the stretch, and in that game they didn't. They didn't execute well down the stretch. So,
and that's really what it falls on.
Absolutely.
And Chris Paul talked about it. Like, the young stuff's done. We need to drop that.
Yeah,
it's not
screw
about
that.
being young anymore.
I agree with that completely. I'm liking Chris Paul more and more every day. Hey, let's do some prime picks, Pledge.
You got it.
Prime picks on the Blitz.
All right, we do this about every Friday or so, and I still have to see the proof. There's no way Minix went 9-1 last week.
I checked. I was the first one to log in to this to make sure. He did.
9-1. I was 5-5.
shocked.
You were 6-4. Minix is running away with this thing. He's got a 7-game lead on you and a 12-game lead on me. So
Means I got a 5-game lead on you.
Yeah, that's true. And so I need to take some chances. I took a couple, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to get it done. So we'll start with Penn State, Boise State, college football playoffs. I would love to pick Boise State here, but my conversation with Bob Ballou yesterday, and I really feel this way. Teams like Boise State, teams like SMU, teams like Clemson can't hang with a physical football team. Penn State is that, and I think they'll handle Boise State. Genty will get whatever Genty gets, but I think it won't be enough.
This is the one game that I had the most trouble with on this slate because I do believe in Boise State, and I haven't trusted Penn State all year. Genty, if you remember, and Boise State went into Oregon, and outside of Ohio State gave them their toughest game of the year.
They did.
They played them down to the final seconds. It was a one-score game, and that's the number one team in the country.
You can change your pick, Fletch, if you want.
I really want to, but I'm rolling with Penn State because I've already put it in there. And as much as I don't believe in Penn State, the recency bias of seeing what they did to SMU does play into this pick.
Absolutely, and they're going to try to out-physical Boise State. We'll see if they can get that done. Jason took Penn State as well. Texas, Arizona State, look, again, for the same exact reason. Texas is just too big, too physical. They're going to outwork them, and Texas wins this game.
Yeah, they're going to shut down Scatterbo with that defensive line. They haven't seen a run defense or a defense in general like Texas so far this year, and that's going to be the difference in this game.
Perhaps the best game of the playoffs on January 1st. Ohio State, Oregon.
Is this the one where you're going out on a limb?
Well, I don't think I'm going out on a limb here. I'm taking Ohio State here. Oregon's unbeaten. That game in Oregon early in the season was a dogfight.
It was.
It really was. And I just think it's hard to beat a team twice. Now, I know I said the same thing with Texas and Georgia ended up doing it. But I don't think they do it this time. I think Ohio State, they win this game, and they move on.
I think Dylan Gabriel's playing at a different level now than he was at that point in the season, which is why he was invited to the Heisman ceremony. Dylan Gabriel is going to be the difference in this game. I trust him more than I trust Will Howard or Ryan Day.
And Jason went with the Ducks as well. The other game on the schedule that's intriguing is Notre Dame and Georgia. Look, I'm going with Georgia, and I know they've got the second-string quarterback on. Carson Beck is out. I don't think Notre Dame's played anybody.
They haven't.
They've not played anybody. And they certainly haven't played a defense like the Georgia Bulldogs throw at them. I'm going with the Dogs to win this one in an ugly football game.
I don't disagree with your logic because I thought about picking Georgia. I think Stockton, Georgia looked better under Stockton than they had all year long under Beck.
That's true.
In the Texas game. So maybe there's something there, and it provides a spark in that team, which is dominant with talent across the board, can rally around Stockton and make a push for the college football national championship.
Maybe so.
But that being said, I'm taking Notre Dame.
And Jason's taking the Domers as well. This was a tough pick for me. The next game we're picking is the one tonight, A&M and USC.
This one was tough?
Well, it was tough because I don't know who's playing.
Well,
I mean, honestly.
Marcel Reed isn't transferring, so I imagine he's playing in this game
there.
tonight.
So I went with the Aggies.
And I know Moss is gone.
Just because they're the Aggies.
Yeah, USC already lost their quarterback.
Yeah, they did.
So just on that news alone,
Yep.
I'm taking Texas A&M.
And Jason takes A&M as well. Let's get to the pros, Cincinnati and Denver. That's a big football game. Cincinnati has to win it to keep their slimmest of slim hopes alive. Denver can clinch a playoff spot if they win that thing. You know, I picked Cincy, and this one of those games like you had earlier. Denver, that Cincinnati defense is so bad.
It's so bad.
But I'm going to stick with Cincinnati. They're at home, and I'm going to roll with them.
Look, Denver's defense is good. Cincinnati's defense is awful. But Joe Burrow is a witch.
Burrow, yeah.
And I think they are, going to fight as hard as they can as long as they've got a chance. And their offensive firepower, they might, despite how good Denver's defense is, just be able to outscore Bo Nix and the Denver offense.
Well, that's true, and that's typically what they've done in their wins this year.
Jason also took Cincy.
Yeah, he did. Cardinals-Rams, another big game. Cardinals have already been eliminated. The Rams need to win to win that division. Seattle's right on their heels. We all take the Rams there. I think that's pretty evident.
Yeah.
This one is different because you went a different way. Washington, Atlanta. That ball game's in Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. Washington needs a win. So does Atlanta. They both do. This is a de facto playoff game. I'm taking the whatever they call them these days, the Washingtons.
The commies?
Yeah, the Washingtons.
Jason also took Washington. Jaden Daniels looked great in that comeback against Philly, but Philly was without their quarterback for the bulk of the second half of that game when they made their comeback. I think the Falcons may have found something with Penix.
I think so, too.
Don't turn the ball over. Let your defense do its thing. And the defense has been rocking for them. And the Falcons now control their own destiny when it comes to making the playoffs. And I think that's enough for them if Penix can keep this momentum going. And it's, they found a way to feed Bijan Robinson a little bit more, which always helps.
It's about time, right? And they waited long enough. Jason's taking Washington as well, by the way. Another huge game, Green Bay and Minnesota. Now, Minnesota has to win to keep up with Detroit. What's going to be interesting, if Green Bay wins this game, Detroit will know Monday night that they've already wrapped up the number one seed. So, interesting how that's going to play out. And in that case, though, I like the way the Vikings are playing. That one's in Minnesota. I got to go with the Vikings here. I just think they're the overall right now the better team.
I agree with you. I really think they know they need this to have a shot at the number one seed. And I think if they have a shot at the number one seed, they can get it because Detroit defensively is just beat to all heck.
Yeah, they are.
And so if they get a chance to bring that defense and play Detroit one more time, I think they can get them. So first things first, Green Bay's on the docket. They've got to make a statement. And Brian Flores has that defense playing so well.
I just want to see Minnesota win and Detroit win for that final Week 18 showdown. That's going to be beautiful. By the way, Jason took Green Bay. We're all taking the Eagles, and I don't know, you may have changed your mind a little bit knowing that Jalen Hurts is out. I don't know. I still think they're a much better team.
I think the bigger player that's out in terms of affecting this game is CeeDee Lamb.
Sure.
That's the bulk of the Cowboys offense.
Cooper Rush going to throw to?
Exactly. So with that, they can still turn around and hand it off to Saquon Barkley 25 times.
He needs 286 yards.
He does.
How many of that does he get against the Dallas Cowboys?
160?
That's going to be interesting to watch. Certainly. You got a show?
I do.
Extra innings with Pledge. Or Pledger.
You want to give away some tickets for
can we do that still?
I mean, yeah, we got a couple of seconds.
Let's do that. The Navy All-American game and the San Antonio Sports All-Star game. Right now, if you're caller number 6, you can win a family 4-pack to the Navy All-American Bowl and San Antonio Sports All-Star football game, plus a family 4-pack of free Whataburger coupons. All you have to do is be the 6th caller, 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Pledge, have a happy new year, my friend. I'll see you next year. I'm out next week. Minutes back on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.